and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Ayy, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Ayy, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to Christmas Eve's The Boss Up Show. Part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne it is ish. Can I hear this? The King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious one, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator Coach Stradamus, and you're in Seoul, Korea. Seoul, Korea.
What kind of fuck you give me?
With none other than EWF. Every Ling's fantasy and the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, nigga, of Fixes Vines LLC. The unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The Lings in South Asia, in Southeast Asia, and the Far East Asia love to call me Mr. Third Leg Greg. Also the man with one trabajo. That is the Mickey Ficky Ecclesiastical Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the Matey Matrix, the chocolatey Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that walks ecclesiastically in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. But in case you forget those names, just call me CGA. That is C God Allah. And I be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you today. Welcome to the 5th or 6th annual Monkey Mpanzee presents the 12 Simps of Chiestmas. And we got a great lineup for our 12 Simps of the year. And as you guys know, if you're new here, we've been doing this for 6 years exactly. And we've been taking from the Monkey Mpanzee channel, now defunct, demonetized and defunct and sold. The Monkey Mpanzee channel used to present the famous Simps of the year, and we do this every Christmas Eve, and I normally have a hat on, but I'm in Seoul, brother, South Korea, having a good time with some Lings around here, and I've been
What kind of fuck you give me?
having a party, and I got lunch with a Ling later on after today's show, all right, and we're going to have a good old time, and it's been Ling's been putting hands on hips across the oceans in the Philippine Sea, with Lings.
What kind of fuck you give me?
That's neither here nor there. But this is the 6th annual award, and every year on Christmas Eve in the United States. It's Christmas Day here in Seoul, South Korea, by the way. It's Christmas morning. But Christmas Eve, our tradition is to review the biggest simps of the previous year. And so it is 2025. We had a lot of men simp out. We had a lot of men simp out earlier in the year, and it was going to look like they were going to run away with the trophy, but not so fast. All right. There have been some men who have committed acts of simps and sins that we have to highlight, and we have to crown the number one simp of the year. All right. At the end of the show, who do you think the number one simp of the year will be at the end of today's show? All right. Now listen, anybody can qualify as a simp. We've all have simped and fallen short of the glory of the free agent lifestyle. Many of us have gotten married and divorced. Many of us been caught simping. Many of us, not including myself, have married stepmom or single mothers. All right. And you became a step granddaddy. Many of us have found ourselves in the midst of simping. Right. And we had to hit our head and learn the hard way and snap out of it and go, what are we doing? All right. What are we doing? Now, we do have to remind you that the Simp Award for 2025 goes for simping in 2025, or basically being revealed to be a simp in the year 2025. Now, there are some Simp Hall of Fame members like Prince Harry, the artist formerly known as Prince Harry. He goes into the Hall of Fame. We know Russell Wilson is in the Hall of Fame of simps. So we cannot bring Russell Wilson's activities from a year or two ago into today, because it's not today. Russell Wilson's been a good boy for most of the year, and he's been under the radar. The man, the artist formerly known as Prince Harry, has been a good boy for the most part. And since they're Hall of Fame members, there's no need to constantly be bringing them up. Will Smith is a Hall of Fame member of the Monkey Chimpanzee 12 Simps of the Year award. So there's no reason to bring up Will Smith. All right. Will Smith has been a good boy for most of the year, except for that weird freestyle that he did where he was like, I'm a legend, whatever he was saying there. Okay. And sometimes I'm a whatever he was saying there, that Will Smith shit. And I realize I'm casting a shadow. I have shadows all over my face, but I have natural lighting instead of studio lighting going on. And in the land of the rising sun here, all right, or near the land of the rising sun, the sun's going to be above this room window here in about maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and you will see less of a shadow cast. So we have some wonderful, wonderful nominees for this particular award show. I'm excited to get after it, but I should just let you know, if you want to let your voice be heard or to contribute to today's show, it is $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. It is Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. It is PayPal, paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Yes, Steve Harvey is a Hall of Fame Simp member as well. We have put Steve Harvey in the Hall of Fame as well. So he's been mostly a good boy this year, so he doesn't need to appear this year. All right, do me a favor. Just give me the lights. Don't pass a scroll. Mugga. And it's Boss Up 2026. We are at the end of 2025. Did you boss up in 2025? Did you boss up in 2025? Okay. Or are you stuck in red pill rage? All right. We still have a split audience here. We have an audience that I built, and we have the audience that has morphed into what we call the Shield and the Coach Gang. And then we still have some lagging red pill ragers and some men that are still stuck in the past. They're in the hurt zone. All right. And we recently been revealing who these men are by me, and they've been unsubscribing like crazy. I've been getting massive unsubscribing from men simply because I put women in my videos. All right. That's one of the main reasons why, is that I'm putting women in my videos. Now, of course, here come all the hate comments. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to watch a group of men actually assume that I'm at 50 years old and I was an incel. All right. Despite the fact that I was married and divorced, right? Produced 2 children. I was a player back in my days before I got married. After I got married, I was getting more ass than the toilet seat, and I had to sit on down. All right. And then come up with the Free Agent Lifestyle. And I've been sticking to the message. Okay. What I wanted to do as a content creator is stick to the message and let the message speak for itself. But what happened was I was creating the message and people were just stealing it. They were hijacking it. We had content thieves just stealing all my good shit. All right. And I'm like, damn, I'm in the Urban Dictionary and I'm demonetized and shadow banned. And they would just take my shit and remix it. And I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go Hollywood on these people. All right, because everything that I've had to say, I've done said it 100 times, and I've said it so well that everybody just goes and runs with the shit and gives me no credit. So I'm like, it's Boss Up time. It's Boss Up season. And so now I'm showing a few videos of me having a party as America's #1 sugar daddy. And dudes can't handle it. They're going crazy. They're going crazy in the comment section. So much so that when I put these videos up, they get double, triple, quadruple the views of the message. Okay. The message gets lost. All right. It is absolutely one of the most amazing things to see. And I'm like, damn, really, men are stuck. And I've been saying this for a long time. Men are just stuck. Men don't know where to go and what to do. So the message sounds good on principle of sticking to your word as a man, building a philosophy, sacrificing a year or two of chasing punani. And yeah, it was a great message. It's the Free Agent Lifestyle. But that wasn't enough. And as you can see here, I'm looking at this and I'm going, these are the free agent lifestyle shorts. Take a look at these numbers. Dismal. Okay. All right. Here it is. 7.9K, 6.6K, 4.8K, 3.5K, 4.7K. And this is when people say, Coach, man, your content ain't no good. Nobody cares about it right here. 16K, 12K, 3.9K. And then 2.1K. Just take a look at the numbers here. Now, this one went viral, if you will, 100K, but it was me just reacting to Killer Mike's fake revolutionary. Okay, it was not even part of the broader message. But look at the numbers here, 2.7K, 3.3K. Everybody's like, yeah, Coach, we already got it. We know what you're going to say. Yeah. But what happened was, all right, let me show you what happened was, I said, all right, it's time for a content switch. It's time for a change. And I said, let's see what happens when I show them the free agent lifestyle. Let's show when I show them the results of the free agent lifestyle. Okay, there's me with a woman. I just posted this not even an hour ago, 5.3K. Bossing up with my boy Philip, 17K. A Ling tour, 35K. All right, me giving a speech, 18K. Me in Paris, 8.4K. Well, take a look at this. Me with 2 Lings, 49K. How about this one? A woman in here photobombing CGA, 43K. See, what I'm doing is, this is one of the things that I've been doing. I'm like, listen, I'm exposing the manosphere. I'm exposing the men who claim to be about the message. And they were about the message, but they're really about women. Okay? They're really about women. They live their life through women. And nothing matters to them more than women. Not about jobs and careers and establishing a philosophy and traveling to. No, it's women. You're stuck on women, right? And all of a sudden, I got a lot more haters in the comment section. And you guys can't wait to hate. All right, you can't wait to get your snide remarks in. It's crazy. What you want to see is women. So what we're going to give you is women in 2026. Yeah, because the message is out there. There's plenty of videos with me spreading the message, and apparently they don't get clicked. But guess what? Men are stuck. And then I'm going to unstick you. I'm going to make you believe that idea that, oh, Coach was an incel. He's never had women. All right, now we're going to go ahead and see. We're going to roll out the fucking red carpet so you can see. And then we're going to see what you have to say. Of course, there's still going to be snide remarks and all of this stuff. And it's absolutely fine. But we're bossing up in 2026. We're getting away from the segment of men who don't want to admit that they're stuck. Okay. My views are basically going to be an indicator. You're basically telling on yourselves. Right? He says, we already knew that. We already knew that. Yes, these are all things that we knew, but I was trying to fight the good fight. All right. I was one of the last remaining people to fight the good fight. Last one to get exposed, last one. But what we are going to do here, hey, listen, you don't have me no more. Just like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate took his $20 million, took his dive, ended up on his knees next to somebody who was a reality show star, and he took his money and he got the fuck up out of here. He was like, I'm done. Fuck these men. All right, where's my cartoon run? All right, Andrew Tate was like, that's it. There's no more to gain because men are stuck. Okay, there's no more to gain to be out here having emergency meetings. Fuck it. Let me take my $20 million and get the fuck up out of here because men are stuck. Men are just probably, they're probably not worth saving at this particular point. He took that L. He was like, I'm going to take this L, this dive, this $20 million, and we're going to take the money off the top, the bet money, and I'm gone. All right, and so is everybody else. So you're going to have a new red pill raging hero. I mean, I wasn't the red pill raging hero you wanted. All right, I haven't been that for many years. All right, but you're going to need a new one because time is gone. Time is gone. Men, you're showing your hands by just the videos that I'm posting. You're showing your hand. You're revealing what it's really about. And I'm loving it 100%, but it's Boss Up 2025. Let me get to the earlier contributors to the day show. How about we do that? And then we're going to get to, we do basically 3 at a time until we get to the top 3. We'll do number 12, 11, and 10 on the 12 Simps of Chiestmas and all of that. And then we'll do super chats in between all of those. And I'll try to play some videos. But of course, I'm in South Korea and they've been kind of weird with me on my YouTube saying that I have to have a South Korean number to verify my age to play certain videos. I'm like, oh, the humanity. All right. I'm like, man, you got to be careful here when you're doing streams in another country. Oh, the humanity. Okay. You got to be careful doing streams in another country because they can be like, Yaga, and you don't know what you said. So you're no longer in the land of the free, in the home of the brave. You're no longer in the freedom of speech category. So I got to be careful. I got to tiptoe around shit while I'm on this stream. But let's get into this PayPal business. And we have Kalen in the building first. He says, I hope you've enjoyed your travels. Boy, did we have some simping this year. We had some fine candidates come on late, but Alex Fine would still be my winner for the top simp of 2025. Cassie did him dirty, but he championed her. This is major league simping. All right, Alex Fine for Kalen. Let's see where Alex Fine ends up on my list, because there was just too many people on my list. I mean, there was too many people. We've been keeping track. Larry C says, if anyone is looking for a last-minute gift idea for that special someone, I recommend buying a broken drum. Nothing beats it. I also hear prosthetic feet makes great stocking stuffers. Shout out to you. He says, happy Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and the coach gang. Shout out to you, man. Happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Shout out to our brother Preston. He says, Dave Ramsey said bad relationships kill wealth. Kill wealth building. Sounds like a ball guy that I know. Everybody's arriving at point of conclusions that I've already talked about. Shout out to Dave Ramsey. He could have made the list, but he didn't make it this year. Shout out to Joel says, all I need for Christmas is 2 fat beaches and 2 hamburgers to feed them. Shout out to you right there. Where's my elephant noise? For our big fat beach lovers, he must be a skinny black dude, fat white girl. Skinny black dude, fat white girl. By the way, there's not a lot of fat people in Asia. There are some, though. All right, but if you're used to fat women here, you're going to come up short. I mean, you're going to still come up. I mean, you'll still come up. But the overweightness here, you got to realize Americans are sloppy-ass individuals. There's not a lot of overweight people here. Okay, even the women that think they're fat, they're regular. All right, they're regular. Shout out to our brother Kirby. He says, Merry Christmas, coach. Shout out to Kirby over on the Cash App. Shout out to Don says, have your women saying your top bars like meat. Yes, indeed. That would be a good one too. All right, have my women saying my top bars. Yes, money, energy. Yes, that would be great. Men will be pissed. Shout out to our brother Jeff. The producer says, coach, salute in the building. Shout out to Kevin W. He said something on the 22nd, but I wasn't on the stream. But we have Rusted Junk says, thank you for your shift to tell men to boss up. It hasn't been easy, but I'm climbing out of the ugly place. Don't let your PCA membership slip. Let's see some car content for us men who don't worship the almighty Peace Leave. Thanks once again. And that is a sponsorship by our brother, the car lover, Rusted Junk. Play it. Antonio Ocasio over here. Did you hear they're creating a dating app for children? Meanwhile, they are locking up pedophiles. It's a goofy world out here. Vladimir Putin gave the green light to launch nukes at the end of the year. Send it. All right, goodness gracious. All right, I haven't been keeping up on the New World Order news. That's for sure, man. I've been out of the matrix for sure. And how many more brothers do we got? Let's do 2 more. Jab says, 5 years ago, I was going through a divorce and down bad financially. Today, I nearly doubled my income. Credit score is 700 plus. Moved out of the popcorn ceiling apartment, and I'm taking my son to our first Christmas basketball game. Thunder up, boss up, 2025 for our brother there, previously divorced and making it. He's a living testimony of what we preach over here. He's a living testimony of what we preach. Not a lot of men can climb out of that hole, and he did it post-divorce. Shout out to our brother JAB. And Miles says, 2 questions. After all of your travels around the world and would you say that black men are found attractive in most places? Or is it the fact that you're a boss that attracts women? And he says, would you say that feminism is so powerful in the West that most men that deal with these women will end up getting caught up in one of the major traps, which are divorce, child support, and such. That would be a very long video. And I'm probably going to do a synopsis when I get back on it. But are black men attractive around the world? Well, we're not looked down upon as you might believe. Okay. Now, most people in these countries are going to ignore you. Like they have no interest in you. You're not interesting. So they're just going to just walk by you and ignore you. And that's the case of what people do to you in the United States. They just ignore you. They don't give a fuck about what you're doing. And also, if you're a certain representative or represent yourself well as a black man and the woman happens to be interested or open and available to you, she'll make herself available to you. Okay. She'll make herself available to you in terms of that. But that's a whole long synopsis that I don't want to cover today. But the reality is, and I covered this on Locals yesterday, feminism, the software of feminism is so dominantly, prominently downloaded in American women that they don't even realize that even the most modest, most feminine American woman does not even stack up to the femininity that is represented around the world through women, all right, that lack that feminism ideal. Now, there also is hints of feminism in Gen Z women around the world. So the idea that a woman wants to remain independent but have a sponsor or support system is now prominent across the world. So I'm hearing this in Colombia now. I'm hearing this in Brazil. I'm even hearing this in places in Southeast Asia where the woman is like, yeah, I want to kind of be independent. They kind of want to hoe around as much as they possibly can. They don't want to get locked down and married at 22. Okay, so it's reaching across the world. It is reaching across the world. So don't think that it's going to be permanently that you can come to these countries and then wife up a girl. You'll get her to commit. They'll get into these commitments, but you will find that they still will express some sentiments of what they see American women living, and they'll start talking like it. Oh, I want to kind of be independent and free and, you know, start my thing and get going. Right. But the problem is what they're trying to get going is very minimal. I mean, it might seem like it's minimal to me, but it might seem it's a lot to them. All right. It's a lot to them to say they want to get some sort of career started. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. But that's a whole nother wrap up video that I'll cover when I get back. But I got one more country to go. I'm going to be going to the land of the rising sun, Japan. But I got a couple of more days in South Korea, two to be exact, this day, tomorrow. And then I'll be flying out to Japan. But I've had a good time over here. All right. Anyway, with that being said, we do have some other contributors to today's show that we're going to get to after we get to these next nominees going up here. Who do you think we got coming up here? We got coming up in spot number 12. All right. I need to get my drum roll ready to go. Okay. Let me see if I can get my drum roll. Nope. But we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Okay. No, we'll do it live. Okay. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Straight jacket.
All right. I thought I had a drum roll on here. I don't have my main sound box, so everything's a little bit out of order, but I would like to have my drum roll, please, when we do this. Okay. That would be great if we could do that. Do we have any haters in the building? All right. And how many people we got watching this fucking show? That's what we want to know. I don't have a drum roll. This is cold work. For some reason, I didn't upload my drum roll, but I do have my Mitch horn in case a Mitch want to go crazy in here. Ecclesiastically. Okay. No drum roll. All right. Fuck it. All right. Coming in at number 12. All right. Number 12. Yeah. Oh, by the way, give me the likes. Don't pass the scroll. We got 1,400 people watching us on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel, or is this both? I think it's split up because I'm simulcasting on both channels. So I don't know which channel has what. Let me do a quick swoop here. So the Free Agent Lifestyle channel has about 1,000 concurrent viewers. And then the Coach Greg Adams channel, the flagship, the mothership, has the remaining viewers. So I'm looking at a combined count right now. So do me a favor, hit the like. We got number 12 coming up here. And let's get the banner up. Hold on for a second. What are we doing? You should see this mess that I got going on here. Okay, what is it? What am I doing? Okay, all right, here we go. Coming up at number 12 is Andrew Ecclesiastic Wilson at the number 12 spot. I'm going to have to get some sound effects going on here, man, because this is just not going to be fun unless I can do some sound effects. Where's my epic win? That's what we'll do. We'll do the epic win. All right. So give me a second here. We're doing this live. Okay. Where we at here? Okay, here we go. Number 12, Andrew Ecclesiastical Wilson. All right. Shout out to Andrew Wilson for making the list. This is not personal, Andrew. This is not personal. Now, let me just tell you, a lot of people on locals voted you number one. Okay, they voted you number one. And I was like, well, that's going to seem like a personal attack. And I don't want to make this personal between me and you, but I won the debate. Everybody knows that. Just basically look how everything turned out. But look at what your message turned out. Not even a week after I debated you. In fact, I was supposed to be on that very show. The Whatever podcast invited me to be on the very show that you ecclesiastically got Mitch slapped out here. Now, here's the dirty details of what happened. And let me see if I can pull this up on the screen. Where are we at here? Andrew Wilson making number 12 of the year. Andrew Wilson, as you guys know, he's the ecclesiastical red pill Mitch. All right. He's been exposed as a red pill grifter, going out there telling you to have an ecclesiastical marriage in which he doesn't have one. He also has a divorce under his belt that he would not acknowledge during our debate. All right. He would not admit that. But of course, that information came out. And apparently he married a bedwench or a ninja beach. All right. And so that didn't even come out. He also had all kinds of solutions that didn't matter. But of course, everybody thought I was wrong for not giving out ridiculous solutions that he proposed. Not only that, it was exposed that his wife had a higher body count than him. And that was exposed by yours truly. All right. But that didn't go feral. You know what went feral? The fact that his wife has 2 children by 2 other men. That's what went viral. And that right there alone makes this Red Pill Ranger the 12th simp of Christmas. All right. 3 baby daddies. All right. An absolute farce. All right. His wife wrote a book. He hasn't wrote a book. And he put his wife's book up against my book. Where's your book, sir? All right. Where's your Mickey Ficky book? What kind of guy hides behind his wife's receipts? What kind of guy hides behind his wife's receipts? I mean, come on, man. He actually put up no fight. He put up no great solutions that would work. All right. Ecclesiastical marriage, I think not. He doesn't have an I mean, this was a farce. It was a shit show. And his wife went on an entire campaign. His so-called traditional wife, who he hides behind and makes money off of, allegedly. He admitted that, by the way. And then he lets his wife fight his battles. He got into a kerfuffle with the Lily Lint liquor. And then the first thing he did was, let me call my wife. Who hides behind their wife? What type of red pill Mitches hide behind their wives? I mean, this is absolutely insane. What's next? You're going to be a cuck? All right. I mean, what's next for Andrew Wilson in 2026? How can he recover from this? Anybody? I mean, he was supposed to show you how to run a marriage, and he actually showed you how to not run a marriage and who not to marry. His loudmouth wife over there. And yes, the great Black Hope himself. He has all the solutions for the Black community, all the solutions that we never heard any of these. Or, well, at least he gave solutions. Really? All right. This proved, look, I lost faith in men, especially after this debate, because you guys were actually qualifying his solutions. All right. You guys were you're like, oh, these were quality solutions. At least he gave some. At least he's trying. See, the red pill has turned into a bunch of Mitches. All right. At first, the red pill was about, hey, let's give you knowledge about it and then separate yourself for a period of time to get yourself better and do the work. Okay. Become the alpha inside and all of these. Now the red pill is saving society and humanity. All right. Absolutely a farce. I'm done. The red pill kicked me out. All right. They kicked me out. The manosphere kicked me out. Thank God. Hollywood CGA is here to save the day. All right. Fuck all of these guys and fuck Andrew Wilson, and congratulations for making the 12th simp of Chiestmas in this particular year. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, man. What a fucking shit show the red pill community has become, and the manosphere in general. Right? They need some new generals over there on the manosphere. Let's give some of these other channels that haven't had a chance to have a voice, right, that haven't been in the politics of the Rollo Tomasi and the Myron Gaines controlling everything from the background. All right. Let's get some of these other voices up here. all right, to represent the men, because these men out here and these gatekeepers absolutely made the red pill a joke, a shit show. Let's put Andrew Tate, sit your ass down, nigga. You took them lumps, sit your ass down, take your $20 million and go hide in your fucking dungeon in Bulgaria or Transylvania, wherever the fuck you're at. All right, go sit down, Myron Gaines, sit down, Rollo Tomasi, sit down, all of these gatekeepers, sit down, Andrew Wilson. All right, sit these motherfuckers down so that the men that got a chance to say something important to the other men, let them get a chance. Nobody wants to hear you motherfuckers no more. Nobody wants to hear you cocksuckers no more. Nobody wants to hear you motherfuckers talk about shit. And fuck you and your hate for Jews. I mean, this is absolutely a disgrace. You guys are just nothing but grifters for Red Pill Rangers. Right? Grifters for Red Pill Rangers, giving them cheap solutions that you don't even practice. All right, whatever. Fuck all the red. Fuck the red pill. Fuck everybody in the red pill. I said it. Merry Christmas. And tell them I said so. Fuck all them red pill guys. All right, anyway. Where are we at here? Number 12? Okay, that was number 12. That was number 11. That was number 12. All right, we're having a good show. Do me a favor. Give me the likes. Don't pass the scroll. Mugga, 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 mullo. He said, this is called crashing out. Fuck you, nigga. Right? Fuck the red pill and fuck everybody associated with it. And fuck you too. Fuck you too. And I'm in Seoul, South Korea. If you didn't know, you joined the show. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. We're in Seoul, South Korea. Having a good old time. Having a party. All right, you're here watching this show. All right, how many people we got watching on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel? We got 1,000. We got 1,000. Where we at here? Number 11. Number 11, this is an interesting one, and I had trouble nominating this guy. And it's kind of like a little too early to nominate him, to be honest with you. It's a little too early to nominate this guy. But we got to put him on the list. You're on the watch list, sir. And it is Klay Thompson. All right, Klay Thompson. If you guys don't know, Klay Thompson is in a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. And the reason why we got to put Klay Thompson on the watch list is, number one, Klay Thompson is a good guy. Everybody knows that. And he's caught up in some sort of pre-retirement tour, publicity tour, possibly connected with some sort of humiliation kink or whatever it is. I don't know quite what it is, but he's kind of making his way into his new life post-basketball. And we can clearly see that this is a pretty good move. And unfortunately, though, he's acting like he's in love with Megan Thee Stallion. Now, he's had relationships with many, many gorgeous women, and this is not one of them. Megan Thee Stallion is goddamn ugly. All right. And I'm just saying that as she is ugly in the face. All right. I mean, just terrible looking woman. All right. I don't know what people see in her other than she's got fat booty cheeks. But what she revealed makes it even worse. She says Klay Thompson is the first nice guy that I ever dated. The first nice guy. Now, let me just tell you, gentlemen, these are words you never want to hear. Okay. You never want to hear that you're the first nice guy a woman has ever dated, because number one, she doesn't know how to treat a nice guy. Most of what she's doing is going to be some sort of act. This is a skeezer. This is a skeezer that almost always wish she had a nice guy, but never know how to treat one. And the reason why she's giving Klay Thompson a chance is because he's a mega millionaire, right? If he was a regular nice guy, an average Joe, she wouldn't give him a chance. But he's worth $90 million, maybe $100 million, maybe $200 million, maybe more. So, AKA, yes, I got to give him a chance. And he's so nice. He treats me with respect. All right, he treats me better than the other previous guys that I've given a chance to crack that punani. Now, what he's doing is trying to make a hoe into a housewife, and she's playing the housewife role until she gets that ring. And if Klay Thompson gives her the ring, well, then he's going to move way up the list. Unfortunately, Klay Thompson's not doing anything different than the average American guy. You guys are marrying and wifing up and having good relationships with skeezers too. Okay, yes, you are. Even if you were a passport bro. Okay, we're going to talk about the password bros a little bit later, maybe in this week. But even if you're a guy coming overseas and you're messing with women over here, most of these women are skeezers. All right, they're reformed skeezers. They've been skeezing on Tinder. They've been skeezing on the sugar daddy sites. They've been skeezing as bar girls. They've been skeezing as go-go nightclub dancers. They've been skeezers over here too, and they done fucked a lot of poor Filipinos over here. All right, they fuck every tourist nigga that come over here. So it's no different, but what happens is because they express a lot more femininity, we fall in love with that. But you're the first nice guy that they've dated as well. Okay, you're the first nice guy that they've dated as well. And so once you come over here and realize that these women are whores and skeezers too, right? And so you're coming over here wiping up whores and skeezers as well. But listen, Klay Thompson's not doing anything different than what you would do even in Atlanta, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, all right, Las Vegas. You're basically being nice guy to skeezers. Now, there's a whole thing about me. I'm a gentleman. I don't mind. It's hard to be a gentleman to these skeezers, but to wife up these skeezers is absolutely crazy. And that's what it appears Klay Thompson is on his way. His trajectory is on his way to try to prove a point to wife up Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm going to just tell you, he is about the only man living and breathing today that is considering wifing up and impregnating Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, now Megan Thee Stallion wins by virtue of this relationship. There's nothing for Klay Thompson to win here. The only possible win would be if later on this child becomes a prodigy for the NBA. You know, the NBA is very, what do they call it? Where the kids come in there. You know what I'm talking about. The NBA has been becoming that. That's why it's not exciting anymore. They're basically players or former players. They're children of former players. All right, so there's a lot of that going on, and nepotism. Yeah, there's a lot of nepotism in the league now. So you have kids that grew up kind of with a silver spoon, and they're kids of kids. Even the people that you don't know are kids of NBA players are kids of NBA players. Okay, see Anthony Edwards for a second. You know, the rumor is Anthony Edwards might be the long lost child of Michael Jordan. All right, but he doesn't claim it. They deny it. But they've never given us proof that he isn't. So there's a lot of nepotism here. So that would be the only possible win, that he would produce a child with this woman, apparently, that is over 5'9", and he knocks her up. And then 18 years down the line, this kid's one of the #1 draft picks coming out of the league. That would be the only win. Okay, that would be the only win. Now, if there's no kid here and there's a marriage and no kids produced, there's no win here. Okay, there's absolutely no win. That's why I'm nominating Klay at this particular point for the role he's playing online. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This could just be a role. All right, I'll play this role as well. If Megan Thee Stallion wanted me to play this role, for me to take the stamp on the nanny goat, why not? All right, who knows? But maybe I would take a wild ride like this. All right, maybe if I had a skeezer that I would take a wild ride like this, why the fuck not? Like, what else does Klay do? Klay doesn't even know what he's going to do post-retirement. So this is a good piece of activity to keep his name in there, become ingratiated with the black strag women of America. And then all of a sudden, now he's one of the greatest men of all time, right? He can rise there. But if anything goes wrong, then Klay Thompson loses. In fact, if he does one thing wrong with Megan Thee Stallion, he's going to lose out bigly here. He's going to lose out bigly. So anyway, shout out to Klay Thompson here. He's making the list, but this is an early entry on the list. We don't know if he is actually going to play this out. He might be able to dig himself out of this hole. I don't know. What do you think about the list so far? Okay. All right. We are in Seoul, South Korea for the 6th annual 2025 Monkey Chimpanzee of the Year Award. We call it the 12 Cents of Chiestmas. All right. And we just gave up right there an idea of who's the #1. You didn't see that. All right. But we are in Seoul, South Korea. Seoul, South Korea. Maybe we'll switch it up midstream right there. Where are we at? Seoul, South Korea. Seoul brother #1, James Brown, is back in the building. All right. So who do we got here? You didn't see it. All right. Nepo babies in the building. All right. Anyway. Who's number 1? Sorry, who's number 11? Who's number 11? We're going to go with number 10. I believe we're on number 10 right now. Number 10 is somebody that you might not have heard of. All right, but we've told the story. All right, we told the story. Number 10. Number 10 is Michael Formella or Michael Formella. All right, Michael Formella. Now, who is he? You're like, who is that? Okay, who is Michael Formella? Michael Formella is this guy right here. We're going to put him up on the screen. Michael Formella was getting dragged earlier this year. This was about June of 2025. Well, Michael Formella is the husband of Christina Formella. And Christina Formella was a woman who got arrested right here. She's a teacher, and she got arrested for getting a train ran on her by several students in her classroom. But similarly, most of these teachers are almost always married, okay, which is weird. Sometimes they're single, but many times they're married. Where's my train sound effect? Train. And we covered this story of the police following her, surveilling her, and finally arresting her in her apartment or her house driveway, and her claiming that she didn't know what was going on. She was 30 at the time of her arrest, and law enforcement said that when she was 28, she was having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old student that she worked with at the school. She also knew him from soccer, which she coached the soccer and then later tutored him. It came out because the 15-year-old broke his phone and the kid's mom went to the Apple store to get it fixed. When she turned on the new phone, she found some concerning text messages and confronted the woman. And this female groomer of young boys became a consistent topic here related to this. Now, why is Michael Formella nominated as the number 10 simp of 2025? Well, he stuck by his wife. Okay, he stuck by his wife. Let's go ahead and read it right here. Okay, right there. She was formally charged with 52 charges, and prosecutors are now saying they have evidence of 45 to 50 sexual encounters, including several at her home close to school, and several in classrooms, and several in cars. Okay. It seems like a pretty consistent 2-year relationship now. Purportedly, Christina and her husband got married one of the 3 times in summer of 2024, and their last interaction between Christina and this boy was after the fact. And let me go ahead and give you some details from another page. So she was getting her cheeks clapped in the marital bed by a teenager. And it says Michael Formella's husband of accused child rapist Christina Formella, who taught at Downer Grove, Illinois High School, was standing by her despite her keeping an illicit relationship with the 15-year-old teen a secret and cheating behind his back. The newly married Concordia, Chicago area husband only found out months after their recent marriage that the wife stands accused of grooming a child and then having sex with the teen 50 plus times. Now, let me just tell you, man, for a woman to cheat on you 50 times with one person, that is a lot of cheek clapping. That is when a woman does it once or twice, all right, listen, that's a stab in the back. Once or twice, it's a stab in the back. 50 times, all right, 50 times, and he didn't know anything about it. I mean, then when he finds out about it, he marries her and still stands by her. I mean, that is crazy work. And it says the 30-year-old is facing 55 chilling charges, including sexual abuse and grooming of a student who was half her age and a virgin before she ultimately allegedly sexually assaulted him multiple times. So this is the first time he was having sex, and it was with a grown woman. Now, we celebrate this over here in the man space, and we don't perceive him to be the victim. We're like, he's not really a victim. He's a lucky guy. And as you can see, like, you guys were 15. You were hoping you would clap your 30-year-old teacher's cheeks, especially her. I mean, she ain't that bad looking. All right. Most men would desire this. I mean, in fact, you would give up your whole red pill assent for this type of situation happening to you. But Michael held her hand in court and smiled at her. He believes she's innocent. This is common in male partners, especially considering that he's thought the best of her for years and cannot accommodate the thought that this trusted wife could be lying to her. Quote, she knew what she was doing was wrong, according to the prosecutor, and added that she is unbelievable, conniving, and unbelievably controlling. Okay, controlling. And it says right here, the former special ed teacher told the teenage boy she never intended to marry Michael, that she was planning to leave him, and even hinted she would inherit millions of dollars. She even messaged the student while vacationing in Italy with Michael. Now, again, these are some things that men have to understand that women can do very cold and calculating. You can pay for a woman to take trips and vacations. Okay, take her on a trip or a vacation, and she'll cheat on you while on vacation. Okay, and they don't see anything wrong with it. In fact, we always tell you, pussy don't have a heart. Like, these women will tell you they want a men to do all of these things, and then they do these backhanded things. You take them on vacation, she's texting a whole man while you're on vacation. Like, this is absolutely crazy shit that women do, and it's painful when they do it. But for some reason, they don't see any problem with it. They're like, well, I didn't see it that way. I actually didn't realize that. Now, this is what they'll tell you. They don't realize that that's a violation. They're with you on vacation texting another man. Now, sometimes I'm on vacation texting another woman, but I'm paying. See, this whole thing about paying, the women don't give you an extra benefit when you pay. Like, okay, he's paying, I'll stop texting all these other men. No, they continue to do the behavior, and you're like, damn, are you unappreciative, bitch? Like, you got to be an unappreciative. Even the woman prosecutor called her a conniving bitch. She didn't say bitch, but called her a let's see here. Where was it at here? I lost it. Oh, here it is. Unbelievably conniving and unbelievably controlling. Now, when women think that they don't understand. I didn't understand that this was a bad thing. I didn't see it from your perspective. I'm telling you, man, these women do some trifling thing. Now, this is why I always say you have to understand what I'm telling you when I talk about it's better to be in a 100%, 0% relationship, because you have control to get rid of the woman. Now, she'll continue to go on and do her ridiculous conniving and controlling behavior with someone else. You're never going to fix her. Your job is to just get rid of her when you see this. But unfortunately, men like Michael can't do it. In fact, with all this evidence that he has, that this woman intended to never marry him, intended to leave him and inherit millions of dollars after some sort of divorce, all right, planned on leaving him, and then messaged the young boy while on vacation with him, he still won't leave. And this is what makes him a simp. This is what makes him a simp. Apparently, he played college baseball. Prosecutors stated that Michael had no clue about the alleged illicit relationship during the marriage. All right, he says that. And let me see here. Authorities say sexual acts took place 45 times at the school and another 5 times in Christina's home, presumably on the marital bed. Okay. She was all smiles with her husband earlier this month. She was confident and asked the judge to let her move closer to the student whom she sexually abused 50 times. And if I'm not mistaken, she got arrested twice after being let out. Okay. All right. She asked that the legal buffer between her and the victim be reduced to 2,500 feet, explaining that the boy often hangs out with friends near her home, even has a job in the area. The judge denied the motion. All right, so let's take a look at the young woman here in question. Guys, listen, let me tell you, man, as a man that has experience with women, this is why for me, I know you guys are seeing CGA boss up, and you're seeing me now in a series of videos with women that I've recorded over a series of years. You're seeing them finally be released on my channel. Never forget this. CGA never trusts a bitch. I never think I own the woman. I never think they're in love with me. We know this. Now, you don't know it. Okay, you don't see it. You just think that I've been snookered. I've never had really. I know what time it is. I don't trust these hoes as far as I could throw them. All right. I don't care if you see me smiling, giggling, laughing, cuddling up, kissing them on the cheek. I don't care if you see me doing that. CGA never trusts these hoes. Not a single one, because I already know what time it is. I already know that they're selfish. Okay. I already know what time it is. I already know there's a beginning and the end. I always have an exit plan, and I always have a dismissal plan when I'm with them. We can have a good time when I'm with them. This is what red pill men don't get. You can have a good time with women. You just don't let them get only so far with you. Okay. Let them get to that point. Probably dismiss when they show the first 1 or 2 signs of disrespect. Right? The 1 or 2 signs of disrespect, get rid of them. Because what'll happen is if you don't, they'll take that as a sign that you're ignorant and they're going to keep playing with you. The minute he saw the red flags in this woman, okay, he saw that, but he chose to ignore them. Okay, he chose to ignore them. He chose to ignore them. All right. And he said, well, I'm going to make it happen. And I believe in love after love. And I believe and I trust this woman. And she probably gave him every sign and indication that she was not the one. Now, this is all men's plight. All men have a struggle with this. And you mostly will get a struggle with this when you are being love bombed. Okay. AKA getting access to punani. All right. You're getting your deek wet. Now, you got to understand when you get your deep wet, after you busting up, you got to get clear. And we do have the saying, you can't look, you have to make sure that you leave. Hold on for a second. All right. We got a guy here that's wanting some attention. You have to understand this. You got to get distance from them after 2 days. All right. Here we go right here. In Thailand, shout out to Thailand. In Thailand, they have a rule in Thailand. The rule says never go more than 3 days with a bar girl. Okay. And the reason why is because you or the bar girl are going to catch feelings. And this goes for everybody. Men that are with women more than 3 days, you're going to catch feelings. You're going to catch feelings. I don't care how tough you are. Okay. I don't care how tough you are, how much red pill knowledge. When you're cuddling and soaking and hitting raw guts and going down and nutting in her and nutting down the back of her throat, when you're doing that consecutively for 3 days, one or both of you going to catch feelings because it's natural. That's what nature does. Now, even when you have the knowledge, I know with this woman, your nature is going to override that. She giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rounds a day. You busting 3 and 4 and 5 nuts. She just saying, fuck me, but you're gonna fall. You're gonna crumble. So when you see this, this is why I will tell you all the time. I say use the 6-month rule. Use the 6-month rule. It's a guideline. It's not a rule. Once you go past that, anything goes. Okay, when anything goes, you go past 6 months, that's your girl. Before that, you could just go ahead and back up and say, hey, you should have 6-week rule. It's not 6 months. It's a 6-week guideline. 6-week guideline. You hit a woman's raw guts for 6 straight weeks consistently. 6 weeks, just go ahead and back on out. Back on out before that 6 weeks come up. Once the 6 weeks comes up and you're still hitting them raw guts, whatever happens after that is on your terms. That's on your watch. Okay, that's on your watch. So the 6 month, it's the 6-week guideline. I violate the 6-week guideline all the time, and I take accountability. So when things go foul and south after 6 weeks, I just say, hey, I should have known. I should have known. Same thing is when you're traveling. I've been traveling in Asia. My goal was to have, I won't tell you what my goal was. 30 women in particular this time. 30 women. I'm coming close to it, but I don't think I'm going to reach the goal. And the reason why is I had several women multiple times. Okay. So they came back because it was easy. All right. And I had to go out to the next night. It was simple. They spend the night. It was simple. So in that case, what happened was I looked and made sure that it wasn't more than 3 days. All right. Wasn't more than 3 days. I was like, once I get to the third day with this woman, I got to kick her to the curb. No mas. All right. No mas. And that's something that men have to follow, because once you go past that, your blinders are going to start getting put on. All right. You go past 6 weeks, she's going to start saying things to you, which are absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And you will not see it coming. That's why we have to tell men these things. Now, what men thought is that you're not supposed to have fun with women at all. And that's not the case. Okay. That was never the part of the free agent lifestyle. That was never part of the story. So when you see me having fun, well, look at CGA. What is he doing? And why, bro, you can have your fun with them. You can have your relationships with them. Just know these guidelines and be prepared, because they're going to start feeding you so much bullshit. If they're, look, I want to tell you this, and this goes for Michael Formella. If the woman you're talking to, if the bullshit she's feeding you was true, why don't she have a man? If she's so special And all her shit that she's saying is so great and wonderful. Why don't she have a man out of all the guys that have fucked her? Okay. Out of all the guys that have fucked her. Why? Because they woke the fuck up. They saw the bullshit. And as soon as they saw sign number 1 or 2, they kicked her to the curb, or they pumped and dumped her. Okay, they pumped and dumped her. But this is the case. So never believe the bullshit that they're saying. Women are very good at putting that shit in your ear and making you feel good. All right, some men are good at it too, but they're very good at it, especially when you're under a spell. This is why we got to watch out for Klay Thompson. We got to look at men like Michael Formella, because they can snooker you just like that, and you got to be cautious. All right, that was a lesson for you for the number 10. Shout out to number 12 through 10 right there that we had, but we'll go ahead and get you with some epic music right there. I know it's somewhere, okay? And let's scroll to the top and get that banner going. Good morning. It is Christmas morning here in Seoul, South Korea. Soul Brother number 1, or number 2 is in the building. James Brown is Soul Brother number 1. Soul Brother number 2, the International Hollywood Coach Gang is in the building. Shout out to y'all. And 2025 is going to be a trip. New world order. 2025 is going to be a trip. It's going to be a fantastic voyage for the people. Y'all going to be left behind. If y'all don't enjoy what y'all going to see in 2026 and y'all don't just have fun with it, I don't know what to tell you. Don't take what you're going to see seriously. You're going to see a whole bunch of, CGA falling in love and CGA out here. Don't take it seriously, man. I'm just having fun. And I'm showing you that you can come out of a deep, dark place in relationships and have fun with women. You can have fun. All right. And I want you to have fun. Shout out to Suave Genius says, watching the reckoning of the diddler cracking me up when he did the thing that you do to make fun of that one guy, Mr. Lucario. So you mean to tell me? Shout out to Mr. Lucario in the building. All right. And shout out to P. Diddy. Will he make the list? Shout out to Hustle Every Day. He says, happy everyday ninjas. He says, free agent lifestyle and boss up is the doctrine for you mama boys and son husband female dyke niggies. Shout out to you, man. And stay easy on these guys out here. Men have it hard. We need to help men niggy. Shout out to Anthony Bobo says, hey, coach, soju on me. Shout out to you, man. And if you never had soju with a Ling Ling, you never had a good time with a Ling Ling. Koreans are my favorite. Shout out to you.
What kind of fuck you give me?
He says, I feel they're the most enthusiastic, so go easy on my K-girls. He says, try the dish, bulgogi, and gobi chicken. You won't be disappointed. Merry Christmas in Korea.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Koreans are not at the top of my list, although I have several Koreans lined up while I'm here. I'm going to see, man. I'm still partial to the Filipino. All right.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right, but Filipino women are dirty. They dirty, dangerous animals. So you got to watch out for them penis. All right. They're sneaky, down, dirty, dangerous animals. So you got to watch out for the penis. They're very conniving. And the one thing about the peanut is that she speaks English and she knows how to connive you. All right. A peanut is like they're close to a strag, meaning their behavior is very stragglicious. All right. We do have some other supporters. It is Kevin G says, another great year. Thanks for all you do. 2026 is about to be the year. All right. The year of the deer. Shout out to Red Pill Trucker says, Merry Mickey Ficky Christmas. And he says, this is PQ at Boxing. I'm still here. My YouTube roundup says, I'm one of your top 4% viewers. I've been here almost from the start. I'm one of your first 10,000 subs. What an original Coach Gang member in the building. And he says right here, I remember when you first did the marriage wheel and when you handed out all of the mod wrenches. Let's go in 2026. Shout out to you. Red Pill Trucker is still here. One of my first 10,000K subs. Appreciate you. And we got J Flow. I appreciate the mad work that you put in all year. Your Punani World Tour reminds me of Kane from Kung Fu Traveling the Earth for knowledge. Safe travels, and shout out to the Coach Gang. That's a co-sponsorship. All right, that's a co-sponsorship. Shout out to our brother here. It is Mikey. Happy Merry Christmas, Genghis. Greg Adams. Keep enjoying the Lings. And your tour this year and beyond shows your message will never be defeated. At the end of the day, I've been right. Now, you might not like what you see, but at the end of the day, I wasn't wrong. I've been right. T Manny Fresh, he says, all I want for Christmas is you to play my girl Kaylee. She's been on the sideline for way too long. Let me see if I can find some Kaylee action in here. All right. I haven't had white girls in a minute, so I don't know where my Kaylee is at. I need to get back to some white beaches. All right, for sure. All right. Am I tired of the Lings?
Hi, my name is Haley. I'm a blonde. I have no tits. I make boys fall in love with me. They always throwing fits. I like being single. No, I've never been cuffed. These boys want a relationship, but I'm just trying to.
All right.
Hey, where are the white women at?
All right. Is it time for me to get back to some white women?
Where the white women at?
All right. Shout out to Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh. Dart says, Coach, without you streaming regularly, it's been boring lately for the most part. Shout out to you, man. I know, man. I'm torn apart by not streaming every day. All right. But this is my reward for a very hard, aggressive stream. All right. All year long. I've been giving myself working through sickness. All right. Trying to put on a great show. And this is my break away from it. And I took the same break last year when I went to Brazil. But I tried to stream as much as I can. And some of these places, being across the world in a different time zone makes it difficult. And the Lings makes it difficult as well. But I'll get back to the programming here in about a week or so. Key himself says, Coach, why do you think most men fear freedom? Is marriage really that good that a man should give up his freedom for? Well, listen, there's a price for freedom. I don't think men... you're saying that men fear freedom. And I've also compared marriage for men to putting yourself in a cage in which the cage, outside the cage, out of your reach is a dangling stake and you're starving for it. You're putting yourself in this box and you're doing it for moral reasons, but you're also doing it for love, right? Or access to sex or vagina. But you're going to say it's for my Christian beliefs, whatever you're going to say it's for. And I think it's a farce. What men want to do is they want to experience love. They want to believe that a woman loves him above any other man. Now, I don't think you can actually prove that this is going to exist long term with the amount of women that you have today. So short-term fun is advised. But a lot of guys will still argue against it. But I want love. I want eternal love. I want it to work out. I want it. Well, you already know what's going to happen. Okay. You already know how this story is going to end. It's not going to end well. You know how this story ends. You can pretty much write a script to it. It's called the marriage wheel. So if you haven't had it, you want it. And which I understand. This is why I coach you to recognize signs, because I know you're going to want it. I wanted it too. But what happens is when you get it, you can't get out of it because you're in a cage. And so it's a hard way to battle out of it. It's kind of like blood in, blood out, blood in, blood out, blood in, blood in, blood out. It's kind of like joining a gang. When you get jumped in and you get the gang protection, it's fun. But then you want to give up the gang life. And then they're like, okay, we got to kill you. All right. Okay. We got to kill you. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? You can't just leave the gang. Now we got to cut you. And then you're like, yeah, but I don't want to get cut. Can I just make this a clean break?
No, I got to cut you.
No, you can't make it a clean break. So then it gets difficult on the way out. And you're all alone. There's nobody to save you. So it's tough. It's tough, but that's part of the game. Men have to know that. But Key himself says most men fear freedom. And I agree with him. Most men fear the freedom that they have. They don't know how to answer that. Chicken Wing Bob says, I saw a video today of Andrew Wilson saying that if was forced to date in modern day, he would travel the world and just get with random women until he dies. I think there's a typo in there, but you said a video of Andrew Wilson saying that if he was forced to date in modern day, he would travel the world and just get with random women until he dies, i.e. the free agent lifestyle. A little stocking stuffer for you. Interesting. Shout out to Ecclesiastical. Wow. Isn't that some sort of, I didn't hear him say it. That's just somebody reporting that he said that. But isn't that interesting? Okay. Isn't that interesting? You find that men in relationships, when they see me, and apparently you've been saying that one content creator, one of my soul brothers himself, he goes by, what's his name? Anton Daniels has been recently providing smoke against men traveling to Asia. What's his name? Anton Daniels. How timely is that message? Are you trying to send ill subliminals? Okay. Are you trying to send ill subliminals? Because I know you see me. I know you want to see me, but I refuse to let you go. Ain't too proud to beg and plead for your sympathy. Anton, are you, because somebody said Anton's got a thumbnail saying he doesn't respect or has never met a cool passport, bro. All right. And he's got Lings on the picture with a black man. And Anton, are you sending shots? That's not you sneak dissing, huh? Well, here's the thing. No, it was before the Brazil situation. That video came out before the Brazil situation. And shout out to that guy that got caught up in Brazil. I recognize him. I'm pretty sure I've seen his videos before. I recognize his face. But is that ill subliminals? Okay.
Look at this bitch ass nigga.
Oh, not Anton. Anton, I respect you. But was that a shot at CGA in Ling on the Ling Tour 2025? That wasn't a shot, was it? You wouldn't do that to me, Anton, would you? I've inspired you to become the content creator you are, and you know this. You've admitted this on my own show. You watch me. You weren't sending ill subliminals to CGA. Okay, but let's just say it wasn't an ill subliminal. Let's just say that when married men see free men, we're a threat. Because married men are in a cage. That's right.
Is this your king? Huh? Is this your king?
Okay, so married men are in a cage and they see what the other men like myself living the free agent lifestyle is doing. And they're like, I wouldn't want to do that. I'm happy being at home with my wife. But at the end of the day, are you really? Okay. Because you know you can't get out of that cage. Your wife has locked that cage and she swaddled the key. You can't get out or it's blood out. So now you got to be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And I don't respect the man that's going around fucking Lings at will, okay? But apparently, Andrew Wilson is saying he would live the free agent lifestyle. Apparently. That's what Chicken Wing Bob says. He'd just be around the world and people are watching me do it. And they're like, damn. They're like, I would want to do. Now, press 1 in the chat. Would you want to be doing what CGA is doing? Okay.
American people ain't kind of fuck.
All right. 15 to 20 countries this year. I've been to more than just the passport bro havens. I've been to Austria, Prague, Munich. I've been to Vienna, Austria, London, Paris, Amsterdam, Brazil, Colombia. I've been to all the Ling areas, Philippines, Thailand, South Korea. I've been to many other places. I can't even remember off the top of my head all the places that I've been around the world and okay. And I still got some touring going. Press 1 in the chat. You don't want to be doing this? You want to be married, sitting around married to the same woman all the time? Like, ask yourself this. I'm not trying to make it look bad. I was married almost 9 years. I'm going to tell you, man, it is a no-brainer. Shout out to my kids. You can't put your kid packs in the punanis. I've seen both sides of the world. Now, I'm telling you what both sides of the world is going to look like. Okay, because I've done it. I'm one of the guys that have done both. All right, I've lived the free agent lifestyle and I was married. I was married and a player. I was a player and I was single. And I was single, struggling. I was divorced, struggling. I've done all sides of it. Pause. And I'm going, of all of the things that I have and lived, and outside of the American matrix, once you get outside of the American matrix, you will realize the bill of goods you've been sold. The American matrix, they've been selling you bullshit. It's all Christian bullshit. It's all Christian bullshit. As soon as you get out of the American matrix, that Christian facade bullshit falls apart ecclesiastically. And some of it is all based on, especially for the black man, we need to help our black community and our black. You got to get out of that. You got to break yourself out of that, because there's no helping the black community. There is no black community. It's a myth. It's a farce. There's no unity. There's no socialism coming. You're never going to over Trump the white man. All of this shit that you're going to live for and sacrifice your life away just so you can marry a black bed wench at the end of the day and make a better black community. Right? None of this shit is going to happen in your lifetime. I'm 50 years old. I love saying that, by the way. And I love telling women that. They'd be like, no, really, daddy? Yes, yes, daddy. All of them niggas that I knew that were 20 years older than me and 30 years older than me that wanted to save the black community never lived to see it saved. I want you to listen to me. This is not, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm only the truth teacher here. None of them niggas, when I was a kid and they was 20, 30 years older than me, none of them niggas never lived to see the black community saved. Think about this. Them niggas are about to die. Them boomers. All them, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, listen to the Marvin Gaye and shit. All they seen was them niggas die at the hands of guns and cocaine and heroin. Just like we seen our celebrities, Michael Jackson and Prince and Whitney Houston and all them niggas, Tupac and Biggie, died too. With all that, they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. Dead by 25 by niggas. Hey, I'm gonna just tell you, man, all of that shit, break yourself out of that matrix. It's bullshit. Okay? Shit is not going to happen. All these fucking boomers that went out there and they marched when they was 15, throwing rocks at the police and the German shepherds so they didn't get sprayed by hoses. All them niggas about to die with a worse motherfucking black community. Now, you don't want to hear this shit because you got hope. And I get it. But that's because you're stuck in the motherfucking matrix. Why don't you buy you a ticket internationally and go experience life the way you should live it? Not in this motherfucking hellhole that you're in, trying to make a better place out of a goddamn piece of shit place. It's what it is. All right. Hey, it is what it is. Nigga, hey, it is what it is. You can hate the message. You can hate the messenger. But what I'm telling you is the god-awful truth. Do what the fuck you want with this information. All right. Or you can live your own life and occasionally catch chlamydia, banging linglings. Take an antibiotic and you're back right at it 6 days later. Okay. That was a little bit too much truth. Get your DNA, get your STI test. This is all right. Anyway, live free and catch an occasional case of gonorrhea here and there. It's okay. Anyway. All right. All right. That's too much information. My STI results came back negative. Anyway, but shout out to the brothers Andrew Wilson and Anton Daniels, ecclesiastically sending sneak disses. Shout out to Brandon, says, hope you're enjoying the tour. Were you really going to be on the Ever What podcast? Shout out to Brandon 1 time. Come on, let's give it to you 2 times. 3 times for Brandon. No. All right. The Whatever podcast contacted me immediately after the first debate went haywire for Andrew Wilson. And they wanted me to come on their show the following Tuesday because Andrew Wilson was going to be on the Whatever podcast. They wanted a debate part 2. But of course, I wanted my $50,000. So I said, nah, give me $50K and I'll do the debate where I want it. And so what happened was they wanted me to go on their show because they said Andrew Wilson was going to be there. But that happened to be the same episode that he got into it with that Lily Lentlicker. So let's just say I took up the offer and I appeared on that show. That would have been the show that Lily Lentlicker went in on Andrew Wilson. I would have been there if I took them up. All right, on that one. So anyway, that's the result of that. But shout out to you, Brandon. Appreciate you. Key himself says, if you're Klay, why marry Meg when you could have 20 fine as fuck baristas? Are you sure men are the logical gender? I'm questioning that too. Right? Are men the logical gender? No. Okay. I think men want to be accepted. I think men clearly want to be accepted. And what they want to do is find acceptance through whatever Klay's trying to find acceptance through. I believe, I don't know anything about Klay Thompson. I believe Klay wants to be accepted by the Black community because, you know, a lot of these retired NBA stars, they don't know what to do. So they end up working for ESPN and doing some analysis, announcing. So if you could do that, you could be the next Ryan Clark. All right. And then people can sing your praises. Whereas if he doesn't do that, he probably would disappear. He could be a coach, which, you know, many coaches, he doesn't seem like coach material. He doesn't even seem like general manager material. So at that point, what does he do? So he's got to pander to a group of people like the Black community, which he's half Black. He's a mulatto. All right. And he's the son of Michael Thompson, former #1 draft pick. So I think he's trying to find his way and he's using it. It's kind of like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson married Sierra as his ticket into the entree of being accepted by the Black community, which was successful. He's got all the Black matriarchy right behind him. And Klay Thompson is following right in line with that by marrying that strag. All right. So anyway, that's my answer to that. Let's get back to the part of the show here. And this is going to be number 9, 8, and 7. If you want to review, number 12 was Andrew Wilson. Number 11, Klay Thompson. Number 10, Michael Formella, the husband of accused pedophile Christina Formella. Let's go to number 9. And number 9 is Byron Scott. All right, hold on for a second. Something just popped up on my screen that I didn't want to. Byron Scott. Now, Byron Scott this year got an allegation against him that was not unsimilar, right? Or I should say very similar to allegations that we've seen of celebrities in the past. All right, celebrities in the past. And we immediately tried to dismiss this off as one of these allegations that came out years and years later. And we tried to say, look at these broke women. They're going to come out here with a crazy allegation. Well, this happened, and I covered this story, and I read it on screen live in May of 2025. And it says, former Lakers star Byron Scott and former coach Byron Scott accused of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl at her high school in 1987. Scott's lawyer said in a statement, the basketball star is devastated by the complaint and believed the girl was 18 at the time. Now, this is the sad part about it, and this is why it goes on here, is that he admitted that this happened. All right, he admitted that this happened, and what happened was the Lakers were participating in some sort of summer camp at the high school. And what had happened was these guys, just like they normally used to do back in the day, they used to go after teenagers. All right. They used to go after teenagers. Now, for people that don't realize, because we live in a new world where people are desensitized or they're sensitive to age gaps. Back in the 80s and the 90s, it was not uncommon for even celebrities, but niggas around the blocks, unks, bros, dudes that used to hang out at high schools, they used to pick up at high school. Okay, I know this seems like it's weird, but not that long ago, certainly in the 80s and the 90s, old niggas, and you know, these NBA players aren't really that old at that time. They're probably in their early 20s to mid 20s. But yes, high school women were not off the limits. Okay, so you could run some game on high school and girls back in the day. And I'm here to, as one of the first early people to say this, a lot of the stories that we used to hear about groupies, a lot of the stories that we used to hear in rap music about conquests regarding women have been about teenagers. And I used to say that a long time ago, and I pissed a lot of guys off when I said that. And people were like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, dude, most of these stories you hear about Me Too allegations have almost always been teenage girls. They've never been 30-year-old women. They've always been women that were 15 to 20. Almost all of them have been always the woman 16, the rappers talking about what this woman did on the backstage on the tour bus. These women have almost always been teenagers. Okay, and this goes back to athletes and rappers and rock and rollers. It just used to be a thing. All right, Sweet 16, she was just 17, backstage, underage, adolescents. How you doing? Okay, these weren't women 25 and 30. Now, those women were there. All right, but most of the time, these groupies that be going here and there, they're almost always going to be teenagers. All right, we had the story of Gloria Velez. She was 12, 13, and 14 posing nude on a rap album. Okay, 13 and 14. And the modern stories of these women coming out are showing that this is the case. Now, what Byron Scott did as a mistake, and maybe he paid this girl off to make this story go away, is that he admitted it. He admitted that he was taking this girl from high school, summer school. She claimed that she was a 15-year-old goofy sophomore. And, you know, some 15-year-old women can be overdeveloped, but yeah, no. And taking her in the broom closet and knocking the cobwebs off of her. And this is where dudes say girls be lying about their conquests with these professional athletes. Well, then you have to say, if a goofy high school girl can get her punani smashed and raped and sexually assaulted by an NBA player in a broom closet at a high school, it is very common that women can get their cheeks clapped by just about anybody. Okay, because these guys will do it. All right, these guys will do it. And back in the day, they used to do it even more prominently than they do it today. All right, because there's more to lose today than to be associated with a 15-year-old. But he says he thought she was 18. And the story goes like this. He was married to his first wife at the time. He's now 64. He's accused of sexual battery, sexual assault, false imprisonment, and inflicting emotional distress by a woman named Haley. And he claims the former Laker forced himself on her in a janitor's closet at the school. She was 15 at the time. And she's also suing the school, which is Campbell Hall, which is a private school that she went to. And it says right here, claimed that she loved school and never kissed the boy at the time when she allegedly was assaulted by Scott that summer. And says her innocence was shattered and her life forever altered. Well, listen. Okay. I don't know anything about trauma related to that. I just can't speak on that. I don't speak, I can't speak to how women suffer from these situations here. But I often find it very interesting how, and I'm not the type of guy to pressure women into sexual actions. So anytime a woman puts up any sort of resistance, feels uncomfortable, says no, I typically draw the line right there. All right. I'm very cautious. I've been cautious my whole life. I don't beg the woman for sex. I don't push it on her. I don't pin her to the wall. If she wants to get dominated, she wants to get dominated. But there's going to have to be some sort of consent and a yes for me to even proceed. But what happens is a lot of guys don't read these signs. They just go in. So a woman that's never kissed finds herself in a closet with an NBA player. It's weird how they submit that fast. To me, how they submit that fast is incredible, how it can escalate so quickly. And maybe it's the power, maybe it's the money, maybe it's the fact that they're a known person. She recognizes that she may be in the fame, but how fast this happens is astonishing. All right. And then also to reframe it later on, I never kissed the boy. Well, I'm pretty sure if they took it to trial, probably that would be false. She probably did more than kiss a boy at that point. But the article continues. Scott was 26 at the time, and he was filming an instructional basketball video with several other Laker players and students. And they were going to be allowed to meet and interact with players during breaks in the filming. Then it says, after meeting with Scott with several other students, Dylan claimed Scott, who was married to his first wife, Anita, at the time of the alleged assault, told the production team that she could stay and asked the alleged victim for a tour of the high school later that day, in which they went to the janitor's closet and he forcibly grabbed her by the arm, pulling her inside the room, which seems plausible. Scott began kissing her on the mouth, and she repeatedly asked, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I don't give a fuck. You about to do it." He forcibly pushed Dylan to her knees, took off her top, exposing herself before attempting to force her into performing oral fellatio on him. She said he pled for Scott to stop. He eventually allowed her to get dressed per the filing. Now, he admitted this right here. Scott's lawyer said, our client is devastated by this complaint. A basketball event that took place in 1987. Our client believed the plaintiff to be over 18 and had no idea she would claim otherwise 35 years later. He respects girls and women and all of that. Okay. And let me see here going forward there. All right. So you see what happened. And there's also another part of this story that we haven't told that I remember is that the players knew he was with this girl. All right. I don't think it was a one-off incident. I think what happened was it might have been 1 or 2 times. And what happened was the woman, the young lady in this case, wanted him to take her home. And he was smart enough not to be in the car with this woman. Okay. Either because he was married or he knew she was relatively young. And he said he would not give her a ride home. Now, this is where you men get in trouble. The aftercare was bad news. Okay. The aftercare was bad. So here he is saying, I'm not going to take you home, even trying to get some of the other players to give her a ride home, and they declined. All right. They were like, I ain't giving that bitch a ride home. All right. So they even probably could tell that she was backstage, underage adolescents. The other players were like, hell no, nigga, jailbait. All right, 15 to get you 20, nigga. All right, so even they politely declined. All right, and then, you know, he basically kept her stranded after school. And yes, people were like, well, what about her parents? This is before parents used to be out here kowtowing and taking y'all kids everywhere. All right, in your child seats. We used to be latchkey kids and walk 8 miles back home uphill both ways in 6 feet of snow. Parents didn't give a fuck about us like they do today, you goofy ass niggas, right? They used to just leave us stranded. Nigga, take the bus. And if you miss your bus pass, nigga, you walking. All right. That's how they used to do parents. Girls too. All right. Girls didn't just get picked up and protected by their parents. Get out there and hope somebody didn't grape your ass and sexually assault you on the way back. All right. That's how it used to be back in the Karate Kid days. Okay. So we used to hit the BMX, the skateboard, the bus, the school bus. We used to have to huff it, hit them feet. All right. So hit the subway, whatever we have to do to get home. So they didn't like take us around the house all the time. So anyway, Byron Scott entering in at simp number 9 for recalling this one, but actually trying to say she was 18. All right. What are we doing here? We're going to number 8 in this one. And I got to get my sound effects ready on this one. We got Joe Budden making the simp of the year list. Joe Budden. Why did Joe Budden make the list? All right, Joe Budden, you guys know him as the sock puppet looking ass nigga. All right. Why does he look like a sock puppet? Why does his mustache look like a sock puppet? Joe Budden always came across as some sort of a weirdo to me. And he is a one-hit wonder, but he has a wonderful podcast. No hate for him. He's been entering the podcast game and he's making millions and millions of dollars. But he just revealed here in November of 2025, Joe Budden has revealed that he finds satisfaction in watching his girlfriend be sexually pleased by other men and women. This is according to this one, and I did a video on this one. But the follow-up on this one was Joe Budden never said men. Okay, he tried to say that they took his quote out of context, and I did play the quote video, but of course I'm in South Korea and they're not letting me play certain videos. But Joe Budden said that he does like to watch and be a voyeur to his ecclesiastical thick black queen, his not wife. This is his second girlfriend. All right, he had a wife before, he divorced her, and he has this woman. He's saying he likes to be a voyeur. A resurfaced clip from the Podwives podcast shows Budden and his girlfriend, her name is Shade Monique, speaking candidly about their sex life. While discussing threesomes, Monique explained that although Budden does participate in her intimate encounters with others, he usually prefers to take the behind the camera role, producing their homemade videos and offering direction. Now, to me, that's cuckery, right? To me, that is some, hey, listen, to each their own, ladies and gentlemen, to each their own. But if other men are piping down your wife or your girlfriend and you're producing content, aka the Diddy situation, that's entering into the weirdo zone for me. I'm not the type of person to be engaging in that. I gotta be in the action. I gotta be in the action. Number one. Number two, I have a one dick in a room policy. Okay. There's always gonna be one dick in the room. I'm not gonna be in there very often with dangling. No. Pause. All right, not me. And I definitely ain't gonna watch another dude pipe another woman down. All right, there's no way. I'm just not that type of guy, Diddy. I'm just not that type of guy, Joe Budden. Now, let me just say this again. Joe Budden has walked these allegations back, and he said, no, I didn't say with other men. I said with other women, but they were insinuating that there could be other men in there. But I'm not the type of dude to be walking around here wanting to see another dude pipe another woman down right here. Let me see how you piping her down. I don't want no parts of that, and certainly don't want to be behind the camera, especially with a girl that I'm associating with. Okay, and I don't care if it's a sugar baby. I definitely don't want to be in a corner with a video camera talking about do this and do that, being a director. Nope. All right. There's nothing about that I find to be in the masculine category. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you guys do this inadvertently when you're engaging in pornography. When you're engaging in pornography, that's exactly what you're doing. So you do have to think about that. I don't want you to think about it too much, and I certainly don't want you to think about me when you're engaging in the act of watching pornography. But when you're watching pornography, especially when another dude is piping down another woman, you're engaging in that exact same voyeurism. In fact, you would wish you were in the room with these ninjas with all of that funk of 40,000 years floating around. Like, this is actually very close to engaging in that. You're watching another man satisfy himself to another woman on video. I mean, you might as well be in the corner of the chair too. You might as well be rolling the camera too. And so you got to watch that, because, you know, what's the next level? You wish you were the cameraman? I wish I was the cameraman in there. Why don't you wish you was the only? All right, anyway, that's Joe Budden in there entering in at number 8. All right, enough about that. Enough about Joe Budden. And because people are going to say you're going after podcasters, coach, you're sneak dissing him. And I do want to see this. Let me see if I can put this up, because this is still on the Joe Budden stuff. It says right here, Joe Budden right here reveals intimate details about his love life. The 45-year-old has been open about his sexual inclinations throughout his career. Okay, there it is. There's the disclaimer. It says, Vibe previously published a story regarding Joe Budden's admission to being a voyeur who likes to watch his girlfriend be intimate with other people. However, Budden never explicitly stated that he watches his girlfriend have intimacy with men in the source clip. All right, so they're walking it back. No men are involved. Okay. All right, so we got that going on here. Anyway. Shout out to Joe Budden. And let's get to the next one. Holy mackerel. What is going on with my screen here? You should see my screen on my public click. This is incredible. It's so small. It's crazy. But I'm trying to keep this professional here. What are we doing? Okay. Joe Budden out of there. And let's go to number 7. And then we'll do some super chats here. Goodness gracious. Hold up for a second. Let me see if I can control this a little bit more. Maybe I can. Nope, I can't control it. All right, so we'll go in on number 7 here. Why did they squeeze my screen down so small? This is on StreamYard. It is like super duper small anytime I share a video. Number 7 simp of the year goes to the Astronomer CEO. His name is Byron, I believe, as well, or Brian. We're going to get his real name here in a minute. The Astronomer CEO Niggero. All right, so let me see if I can pull this up and share the screen. My production team's value is diminishing at the moment. Okay, goodness gracious. What are we doing here? Okay, so this is what I can see here on my screen. All right, they screwing me over here in Korea. Goodness great. Like, what is going on? I can't see shit. All right, yo. All right, I wish I could screenshot this to show you how ridiculous this looks. All right, I can't see a damn thing. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can go full screen. Whew. Let me stop sharing. Escape. All right, I fixed it. All right. I was nervous for a second. I was nervous. All right, the screen was so small, I couldn't even see what I was sharing. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and pull this up again. We have the Astronomer CEO Negro right here. Anybody remember this? All right, now, the reason why these men get caught up in simping is because they do something that I tell men not to engage in, and that is cheating on their wives. I don't like the fact that men get married knowing that they're going to cheat on their wives. Now, just because your wife doesn't put out doesn't give you the reason to go and engage in an affair with a woman at your job as a means to solve this problem. Now, if you want to go hire some punani and go to the junior college, so be it. But when you engage in an affair at your job, this got to put you on the top simps going forward, which means in effect, you're going to lose not tens of thousands of dollars. You're going to lose millions and millions of dollars. And so you smashing the old broad in the human resource office is absolutely crazy. Now, there's probably going to be a divorce there, or he's going to have to pony up on some sort of money. And both of them ended up, I know the one woman ended up divorcing her rich husband, who she had engaged in several affairs with. So she'd been out here in these streets for a long time and connected to the you-know-who-ish powerful people over in Massachusetts. But he went to a Coldplay concert and he got caught kissing the CEO. She got caught kissing the CEO, but she was like the head of the human resources department. And it ended up that he lost his job. Now he was worth, let me see what his worth was. His name is Byron. Let's see what his worth was, his net worth. He was apparently worth between $20 and $70 million at the time that he was engaging in an affair with this woman. Now that can buy a whole bunch of junior college punani. And it says Byron reportedly earned an annual salary of $469,000 to $690,000 a year, supplemented by performance-based bonuses. And he had been doing this job for almost 10 to 20 years. So this was not something that he just recently fell into. He had been doing this for a long time. Now, you lost out on that job, and I'm pretty sure he'll recover. America's a forgiving system. He'll recover at some particular point because he may be just too smart to be able to stay on the sideline. So somebody's going to give him another chance. But to fumble that much of a bag when you had an out to be able to fit it, you had an out. You had enough money to buy a lot of women, and you didn't do it. Okay. Now, apparently, there were rumors that he also had given one of the most popular OnlyFans girls a lot of money. So let's go ahead and pull this up. All right, let me see here. Astronomer CEO OnlyFans girl. This is a rumor, and this was an allegation allegedly from the wife. All right, they're saying from the wife. The wife was alleging this, and it says ex-Astronomer CEO allegedly gave $250,000 to OnlyFans girl. And they said possibly it was Sophie Rain, but it was the pimp of Sophie Rain. Sophie Rain. It was the madame of Sophie Rain. It was the mama-san of Sophie. I keep saying this wrong. Sophie Rain. It was the mama-san of Sophie Rain. Her name is Carmela Arju. I don't know. All right, I don't know. But she's the Bop House creator. And one of her proteges is Sophie Rain. And you guys know who Sophie Rain is. Let me see if we can pull up. That's Sophie Rain, who claims to be a virgin ecclesiastically, but OnlyFans girl. But her person, her mama-san is this woman. Okay, she runs the Bop House. And she is also an OnlyFans creator. And they're saying the Astronomer CEO allegedly spent $250,000 on multiple OnlyFans creator, with that woman making the most of it. But yeah, we don't know what the result of that was. We don't know if he actually was able to penetrate any of these girls. We don't know any of that. That I don't know. All right, but this definitely got to put him on some sort of list. All right, some sort of list. Maybe, you know, I don't know about maybe he shouldn't have engaged in the affair and went straight to the OnlyFans girls. I have no idea. I have no idea. But anyway, that's the Astronomer CEO coming in at number 7. Coming up next, guys, it's been a great show. I'll do a review and then we'll do some super chats. All right, let's see where we lie here. We're going to be coming up on number 6. Who's just joining us? All right, so if you're just joining us, number 12, Andrew Ecclesiastical Wilson at number 12. Number 11, Klay Thompson in the early simp appearance list. Michael Formella defending his metaphilic wife. We have Byron Scott going back and simping for some sort of high school student and claiming that, oh, I thought she was 18. We have Joe Budden out here being voyeur for his girlfriend as she gets her cheeks clapped or her lily licked. Also, you might call it licking sniz, as Andrew Wilson called it. And we have the Astronomer CEO in the Coldplay affair. Coming up next, we got the top 6 simps. Are you disappointed by this list or do you want to see more? Let's do some PayPals and some contributions, and then we'll get into the bottom 6. Pause. All right, we got some people that have contributed and sponsored today's show. I really appreciate you brothers coming through here. It's been a while, but we're going to keep the show going. We have somebody over on PayPal, and it is Martin Muhammad. Martin says, Coach, I'm so happy you're happy. I can't wait to see how your message lengthens and deepens. Pause, based on your connecting with the wise philosophies of the East. And if you didn't know, I took time. I'm not on a sex tourism. This is not for sex tourism, although this keeps your attention. If I talk about my escapades with the Lings, all right, it keeps your attention. Like if I came over here.
What kind of fuck you give me?
If I came over here talking about, you know, I fed the elephants and, you know, I went to the sanctuary of truth and I'm learning about Eastern philosophy, it would be boring to you because you men are not, you know, that's boring to you. Nobody cares about that. I actually put a video out about that on YouTube and Instagram. Not many views. But what gets the views is me ecclesiastically clapping cheeks. That's what gets views. So, and it also doesn't, I also don't show you that I'm applying for a retirement visa in 2 or 3 of these countries. That doesn't get views. All right. And that gives me the means to be able to come back and forth without doing 30-day, 60-day border runs because I'm 50 years old and I'm a free agent. I'm not married. I don't have anything tying me down to the United States other than my kids and them becoming emerging adults. I can ecclesiastically go and have a retirement visa in these countries. But a lot of guys don't care about that. You wouldn't care about that. So I don't make that the subject matter, right? Nobody wants to hear about me feeding elephants in motherfucking Thailand. They're like, who cares? Where's soy 6? All right, that's what guys want to hear, and that's what you want to see. And unfortunately, when I show myself going to the sanctuary of truth, learning about Eastern philosophy and how it ties into my philosophy and how I'm like, yeah, I'm on the right track. If Confucius was on this track, I'm on the right track. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Okay? Nobody cares. What people care about is women. All right. And then when I start showing women, they start caring, whether they are supporting it or not. Now they got commentary and snide remarks and digs and support. And unfortunately, that's the sad state we're in with men. Okay. And I kept the message about the message for only so long. But yeah. Okay. What do you want me to do about it? So I got to show you something and give you something to talk about while you're sitting at home wishing you can ecclesiastically live through CGA. Men care about women. Men cannot get over the woman part of the whole thing. Now, I'm even showing you as a free agent, the goal wasn't women, but women are going to be a part of it. Okay? Women are going to be a part of you being back in the free agent lifestyle. It's a part of the free agent lifestyle, women. And now people got something to say. Oh, I mean, the comments have been absolutely funny as fuck to read. All right. Look at the comments on some of these videos. They act like at 50, I never talked to a woman before I got to year 8 of YouTube. Okay. They're like, oh, he looks uncomfortable around women. He actually has never been around this amount of women. Like, you're like, are you kidding me? Like, guys, I'm 50. I lived 35 years before there was a YouTube. Like before YouTube actually existed. I lived 28 adult years. I was married, nigga, for almost 9 years. Like I literally had a woman I lived with and fucked and impregnated a couple of times. So yeah, it is mind-boggling. But because they only know me as the guy focused on my mission, they're like, they thought the whole 8 years I never talked to a woman at all. It's like, so I'm like, dude, I'm like, these people are weirdos, the weirdos, man, out here. All right, he looks uncomfortable around her. He looks like he doesn't know what to say. All right, it's crazy. Yeah, it's his first time around women that actually, bruh. And then, of course, when I showed myself in Italy and in London, nobody cared. All of a sudden, I'm in the Philippines, you care. Why do you care about the Philippines? Why didn't you care about London? They act like, right? They act like I only came to the passport bro reasons. But when I was in Vienna, Austria, nothing. Oh, Vienna, Austria. Okay, that's not interesting. Oh, he's in Thailand. Oh, see, it just turns into the passport bros. Like what? Like I literally was in France. But again, it's weird. The internet is full of like weirdos at the end of the day. Like why, dude? I was in when I was in Amsterdam with the white girl. Nothing. All right, now I'm in Colombia. Now it's a conversation. Like wow. Oh, he just trying to be a passport bro. Like, huh? Australia, crickets. Philippines, oh, now there's a conversation. It is weird. Anyway, shout out to everybody. Yeah. But I'm loving it, and I see what's going to get your attention, so we're going to keep talking about the shit. Shout out to y'all, brother Mark and Muhammad. And my Eastern philosophy is definitely going to be added to the free agent lifestyle mission. Because there's one level of the Eastern philosophy that I have not picked up yet and done well with, but it'll come. I won't tell you what it is, but it'll come. Pause. Not yet, though. Shout out to our brother Chris C. He says, Merry Christmas, CGA. Salute to the coach gang. Props and respect. Free agent lifestyle is boss up 2026. Shout out to our brother Devontae Swing is in the building. He says, Merry Christmas. Shout out to our brother. It is Michael Harper. Glad you're enjoying Korea. Coach, stay away from the juicy girls. Uh-oh. I don't know what that is.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
All right. I don't know who the juicy girls are. DW, no government name. We appreciate the dedication, coach. Revealing the year's biggest simp of the year from halfway around the globe. Akaash Singh is my vote for number one. I can't recall seeing my wife or seeing a wife say she wanted to screw another guy in front of her husband and the guy sitting right next to his ass. Cold world. What do you think Akaash is going to come in on this list? Swap Genius, been with the gang for 2 years now. My first 12 simp show. Stay safe, King. God bless you. And the coach gang. We got our brother Dark Side Foundation. Merry Christmas, coach. This year, I stacked over 50K and got my first AI nutrition app on the way. I'm looking to make an MVP and to try to secure funding from an investor. Seeing your evolution has motivated me to pursue my dreams. Love you, coach, and keep pushing. Shout out to you, Dark Side Foundation. Jeff Bacon says, Coach Gang Yang in the building. We got Lamont James. Do you recommend men have kids? Do you recommend men who have kids be intimate with their kid's mother around the holidays? The eggnog starts hitting and the cheek starts clapping. Or does it set men backwards? Merry Christmas to the coach gang. I don't understand why you would fuck your baby mama. This is just me. But to me, that's old news. Like, to me, that's going backwards. There's so much pussy out here. There's so many women. Now, you might be getting together, and if you have a healthy relationship with your baby mama and y'all get together around the holidays, yeah, but I just don't know if it's worth it. Like, I'm not the type of man that goes back for punani. Like, once I've set punani over here, I don't go back. Like, if I felt like she violated me or disrespected me or we broke up, I don't feel like there's no need to go back. I'm like, yeah, that's old pussy. I could go get some new pussy out here. That's just me. That's how I function and operate. But I'm not the same. I'm not similar. Like if I was getting together with some old vagina that I used to smash, I just don't see it. I just think there's more traps in it than anything. And I think it also sends a wrong message to the woman, because the woman then thinks that there's a case that she can start the clock again. Maybe you can get back. Maybe you give hope to your children. Maybe she might think that all is forgiven. And she might think that you're trying to re-pursue a relationship. Or she might just be able to say, hey, it's comfortable. It's just sex and it's moving on. I just don't see why that would be something that I would engage in. Okay, there's just too much new young punani around here. Maybe you get her knocked up again, and you know, there's just too many things that can go right other than the nut. Like if I want a nut, I can go find a nut. That's just me though. That's not advice for you. I know it's just super easy for men, and the easiest way is to get it is get it. It seems free, but I know some women that think that that means that all is forgiven. You've accepted her apology. It's a line of demarcation where you cannot discuss issues after that fact. So you got to this point of the relationship, and if you bring up anything before that, like she's like, why are you bringing that up? We just had intimacy. There's too many things that cannot be forgiven at that point. Hustle Every Day says Andrew W. Simpson Wimpson. He says, still makes me laugh when she licks sniz in the ecclesiastical lifestyle. Women are not a goal. New ones will be there when you come back from Japan. Yes, never be afraid of losing a woman. There's just so much pussy out here. And these women throw their pussy around like crazy. Okay, where are the women at? Dude, a woman, literally, you could be with her the previous day, and she could be that day, that morning, talking about how great it was that you was clapping her cheeks. And by sundown, another nigga will be digging her out. Whereas you're at home looking at her messages, and she's telling you all the great things and how you nutted in her mouth and how you did this, and another nigga gonna be stroking them cheeks. And she's still telling you, oh, you the best, you the wonderful, you the greatest. Take a 2-hour break, let another nigga fuck, and then be messaging you again at the end of the night, talking about how great you were fucking her. If you ask the right questions, you'll find out within 24 hours, another niggas was digging her out. Now, some woman's going to say men do this. Of course, we're dogs. It ain't a secret that men do this. It's a secret that women do it. For some reason, we expect men to do this. Women expect men to do this. The men that can do this, do this. It's been proven for many, many years that niggas are dogs. And the dudes that can do it will. So when women say, well, what about when men do it? Yeah, what about when men do it? We men doing the shit. What the problem is men don't think women do it. Women sell the fact that they don't do this shit, and they'll make a man believe that he the only one smashing, and another nigga was digging her out, eating her pussy out, raw dogging her, and she still messaging you like you was the last nigga to hit. See, this is the difference about how men are taught and women are taught. Facts. And she'll be telling you, oh, you're great. You wonder if I still think about that one night when you was doing it and 2 other niggas done hit in between that. And she telling that nigga the same thing. Oh, you was doing this and you was doing this, and I done licked it up and slurped right off the cleaned you up. Another nigga. Just like that. That's what we got to teach men, to break the spell that these women put on you. Because if you don't ask them, they won't tell you. If you're not in the situation where you have that clarity to know and understand this, you're going to be caught off fucking guard. And then when they tell you, you niggas going to be hurt. You're going to be hurt. You'll be like, how the fuck? And this is going to be a sweetheart, a woman that you think ain't going to do it. And you're going to be like, how she do this to me? And yes. Yes, bro. Just like that. It's easy for them to do. And dude, you jump through hoops and hurdles to fuck her. The next dude, all he did was bring some weed. All he did was bring some weed. They smoked and he poked her ass, nutted and dipped. and you jumped through hoops and hurdles. You was cuddling with this bitch. This nigga didn't cuddle. He hold on for a minute and pulled down his pants, smash, dip, nutted, didn't even leave, wash his dick in the didn't even wash his dick in the sink, dip, and she went back, smoked the rest of the weed, and motherfucking went to sleep. She texts you before, she texts you after with the nut on her belly, talking about, yeah, baby, yeah, Snookums. And you gonna be like, damn, bitch, you that cold? And they won't see nothing around. What's the problem? All right, anyway. Just like that. And that nigga be talking about he got some free pussy. Well, you nutted in her pussy the previous night, so it's our girl. We shared, and we just got there a different way. But dude, they'll do it and not even bat an eye, not even blink a motherfucking eye. And they'll be talking about they're a good girl and they're gonna marry a millionaire and somebody gonna see the value in her one day. And you're like, harlot, skeezer. So they'll say that shit and they'll be like, what? I'm not a whore, I'm not a skeezer, I'm not nothing bad about them. And they do that shit on the regular. You're like, God damn. All right, so you got to watch out for this. And you guys got to ask the right questions or else you're not going to see it. You're going to fall in love. You're going to get snookered. And then she's playing you. At that point, she's manipulating you. If you don't try to get this information out of them. If you don't have a position to do it. So you're not falling in love with her. You're like, yeah, this is just business. And then when it's just business, you can get the information from them. And then when you be like, okay, yeah, I see how you acting. All right. Anyway, it's a cold, evil ass world. Mario Bell says, I'm late, but we wasn't going to miss this one. Merry Christmas. Shout out to you. Joshua Moon says, imagine being married and not getting peace leave tonight on Christmas. Shout out to Cesar Ramirez. Shout out to you. Oatmeal Danny says, always great to see you winning. Free agent lifestyle for life. And somebody said, Coach, man, you can't be out here bragging too much. Part of the free agent lifestyle is to get to the point where you see there's something that you're working towards. It ain't bragging. Chris Mack says, are women technically lying when they love bomb? Yep, they're manipulating. That's a co-sponsorship. Okay. Women are in the act of manipulation. Okay. They're in active manipulation. You guys got to realize they're in it for their own survival. So while they will let the whole guy over here, weed, free guy smash, they also know that there's nothing long-term to gain from him. Okay. He's just somebody, a casual, occasional. So she's not going to put him through the paces. You, on the other hand, she's going to see something that there's the gain, and she's going to keep the conversation in that slot. She's going to keep you in that slot. She keeps these guys in this slot, these guys in these slots. And unfortunately, it doesn't make sense to us, but it makes sense to them. And at that point, somebody says, are they love bombing you? I don't think they're love bombing you. They're manipulating you. Okay. And they're doing it for their own reasons. Let me just say this. Yeah, it's not personal. It's just business. And as we say, men are in love, women are in business. It's not personal. So you have to, when you find this out, not take it personal. Okay. They're only doing it for themselves. Now, there is not a guy that has ever got a woman that's never taken that woman from another guy. I'm going to say it again. There has never been a guy in history that has gotten a woman that has never taken a woman from another guy. Most of the time, you don't know it. Now, if you watch the P. Diddy documentary, it showed that he was with Albie Shore's girl. Then apparently he was with another girl. I think it was Albie Shore's other girl. I can't remember who it was. But Diddy, and that used to be how it was. Men used to take that woman from another woman, especially the boomers and the Gen Zs. In order for you to get a woman, you would take that woman from another man. It was known that that's what you were doing. It was, Ryan Leslie ended up with Cassie, but there were other men that Diddy took after. Tupac's girl, I can't remember. Oh, Eric Sermon, thank you. That's who it was. So it was Eric Sermon's girl, then it was Albie Shore's girl, then it was Tupac's girl. It was a whole bunch of girls. So there has never been a girl that you've gotten that girl didn't belong to someone else, or another man thought that girl was his. Never. Yeah, 50 Cent girl ended up being. You've gotten a girl got with you, and you gotten a girl that another guy thought he was making inroads with, he was working towards, he was in a relationship with, he kissed her, he had sex with her, he took her to dinner, and he was macking her. She was keeping him on the hook, and she went over to you. She was over at your house sucking your dick. No man has ever got a girl that has been independently free from another man. Not a single one of you. That's a reality. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Which means, in effect, all these women are playing one guy and against the other. This was almost a known secret in the past, where a woman would have three options. A woman would have three options. Okay, this is option number A, B, and C. This is option number 1, 2, and 3. These are the last three guys I'm picking from to be my husband. And all of those guys knew it. They knew who the other dudes were. They knew what the competition was. That was almost standard going back to your ecclesiastical years, where it was easy to get a woman. Well, that woman was known to have multiple men. That's where the word dating comes from, dates. She's filling her dates. You were just another guy trying to get a date with that woman. What about the whole idea of Back to the Future, where Biff took McFly's girl, and McFly going back after Biff done violated her? Right? And then now he got to punch Biff out. What about the whole idea of, may I have this dance, or dance with the man that you came with, where the woman will go to the dance with this nigga, but dance with this guy? All right. And then now you having a dance off. May I have this dance? May I cut in, ass niggas? So the men were all in competition, knowing that this woman had several interests and several men that were in there, and they was just, may I have this dance? Let me cut in, sir. Am I making sense to you? Today, we think these women are out here talking to us, and we the only nigga. Am I making sense? I'm going too far because this is not part of the show, but this was all a part of etiquette, of being able to be a gentleman in the presence of male suitors, where you're at a dance and she just danced with another guy, and now you're out here trying to, may I have this dance to show up the other nigga? Let me swing better than you. Am I giving y'all the information? We believe that this opposite, and we believe that these women got ulterior motives, but what we have is we don't have all the information. All right. Anyway. Okay. We think we're the only guy, or we will play the other role. Okay. You simp on her and I'll just pump and dump. And men are happily able to play that. It's an interesting time that we live in. So that was a great question. Other than that, let's get back to this part of the show, because we're down to the top 6. And number 6 is going to be this guy, who probably would have won number 1 if we started in January, but we didn't. Okay. Travis Hunter is number 6. Now, if we did this show in January of 2025, he would be number 1. In fact, we thought he was going to run away with this, and there would be nobody to simp bigger than Travis Hunter. But that's why we let the year go on. January 19th, Travis Hunter's fiance at the time, his now wife, Leanna Lene, faced backlash after appearing frustrated as he posed with fans at an event. Now, we've covered all of this, but let me play this. Okay. All right, here's here. This is around the time of the NFL draft, if I'm not mistaken, and he's posing here with some fans. And apparently here, I mean, we could go through a whole bunch of things that happened between this couple. All right, apparently here, she's asking, why are you taking this much time? She's sitting over there slumped up, looking all sloppy in this big ass hat, arguing with him and all kind of stuff, actually making him look like a farce. Now, he eventually married her, and he eventually did that funny monkey dance. And he was like, all right, I mean, completely a shit show. The Heisman Trophy ceremony, all right, where she appeared to have been forced to stand up when he was announced to be the winner. I mean, there were so many red flags with this particular couple. Apparently, allegedly, she had an OnlyFans that she never posted to. There was so much simpery going on. Not only that, he says that he dropped her off at parties and he would sit in the car while she was at the party. Then they had pictures of her at the party allegedly getting her hand coughed and palmed by another rapper nigga. And there was another videos that came out of her talking to other guys while he was on road trips at football games. I mean, man almighty. Like I said, if we were picking this in January of 2025, Travis Hunter would have ran away with Sip of the Year. But, you know, there have been other guys that really did some more atrocious behavior than Travis Hunter since then. And it's hard to believe. But, man, I'm going to tell you, man. And then he married her without a prenup after he signed his NFL contract. And then she came up pregnant. I mean, this is a shit show for this poor guy. And everybody told us to stay out of his business. And he said he's happy. He also came in and defended her and said, stay out of my business. Y'all just mad because y'all can't get a girl. I mean, so many things. And he ended up injured, unfortunately. And he didn't finish up the season, season in the injury. And hopefully he comes back and returns better. I'm praying that he does. He's a good guy. But man, I'm telling you, man, there's nobody that was headed to Simp of the Year more than Travis Hunter. And I think because he got injured, everything died down. And he's no longer on the field for the last few weeks of the season. So we don't see or hear much about them. And they probably got some media training as to keep their life off of social media. But there were so many things that happened to him leading up to 2025, going into 2025, that made it look absolutely atrocious. So we'll end it on there with Travis Hunter. But shout out to him for making number 6, and it's probably going to be worse, all right, if the relationship doesn't last. Okay, if the relationship doesn't last, so we'll see how that goes. He could possibly be on this list for several years, assuming that he actually does well. All right, so that's them. Now we're going to stay in the NFL related field with number 5, and this should not be a surprise. This guy should end up, he could be number 1 as well. He could be number 1 as well, seemingly knowing who the number 1 is. I think this guy did actually worse than the number 1 guy. Okay. And that is Shannon Bama ass Sharpe. All right. Shannon Sharpe got caught up with, I think Delta Fox said, one of his JUCOs. Now, I don't know her to be in exactly a JUCO. Okay. I think he thought that he was an old school player from the Himalayas, and he was not dating his age, he was dating his wage. So I'm not against any of the things that he was doing. I'm only against the fact that he thought that he could play this girl for a fool in 2025. And you don't know what you're dealing with here in 2025. You're dealing with women who are the equivalent of prostitutes, all right, to an extent, to where they see that they're monetized. Now, back in the day when he was a member, you know, of the Denver Broncos, and later on, he was a member of the Ravens, you used to be able to do girls dirty. Okay, you used to be able to do girls dirty and then leave them out on the side of the road and tell that woman to fuck off. Okay, and maybe now and then she would come with some sort of rape allegation and something like that, and then you would just pay her off. Well, today, especially dealing with Gen Z women, these women are monetized. Okay, and people, you're not going to believe me that they're monetized. And after he tried to diss her, she said, okay, you want to come back? It's going to be $25,000 a cheek. So people thought that he was tricking on her before, and I say he wasn't. I think that he was in a relationship with her that mostly he saw as sexual, but he was still playing the field as he started rising up in terms of his podcast. He was still playing the field. In fact, the breakup happened when she heard about that My Michelle tape. Okay, so the My Michelle accidental live stream came out. That was the end of his relationship with this Suaniga woman. Now, people don't also realize that monetized women also see their relationships as a relationship. This is quite confusing to men, because you think that a woman that sells sex or is a pseudo prostitute don't have feelings. That's not true. when you're in monetized relationships, you guys realize there's a back door. Now, Shannon Sharpe was exploring her real back door, but some of these women see that money and the relationship can go hand in hand. Now, what type of relationship, we don't know. But again, like I said, once you go past 3 days, feelings are going to be caught. When you're raw dogging a woman past 6 weeks, feelings are going to be caught. And you have to actually rationalize those feelings. You have to have deep discussions about what these feelings are with that person. Because if you just ignore it, then people are going to make their own story. So she actually moved from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, where Shannon Sharpe was living. And that shows that there was some sort of belief that she was in some sort of relationship, even though that there was a large age gap. He was not tricking on her. He was not paying her at that time. But as I say, free women cost the most. Soon as he came up with the My Michelle live stream, accidental live stream, she said, oh, so you're sleeping with other women? She might not have thought or believed that. He might have told her that, no, I'm not sleeping with other women. That's a mistake. Rookie mistake of the JUCO. At that point, he cut off communication. He wasn't keeping track of her, but she was also a loose end. She was a loose end, meaning that he was starting to get recognized for his podcast, and he needed to clear up this loose end before he signed that $100 million deal. He missed Christmas and her birthday. Then he had to clean it up. Hey, okay, I missed Christmas and birthday, and I also want them cheeks again. And she was like, okay, cool. If you want them cheeks again, it's going to be $25K a cheek. Pay up. Pay up. You're going to be cheating on me. You're going to be sleeping with other women while I'm a whole OnlyFans girl, and I'm the prize, and I'm 19, 20, and 26. All right, you're going to have to pay $25K a cheek like these other tricks out here, like CGA. See, CGA got to pay $25K a cheek. Now, I wouldn't pay her $25K a cheek, but that's what she wanted to charge me. See, like, okay, this is how the game played out here. You're going to have to pay up hush money. And he was like, bitch, please. He went over there. Remember, she said, show me the money, show me the cash before you come over here. And he was like, nah, we ain't going to do that. And he came over there and she said, okay, I got plan B on your ass. My plan B is that I'm going to tape your ass talking about you going to choke me and beat me up. My other plan B is going to be I'm going to let you run up in my Duke shoot and then say, I didn't want you to run up in my Duke shoot raw. So she was like, let's go ahead and set this nigga up. Okay. You want that $100 million podcast? You're going to have to answer to this. So she let him run up on here because that was the second time he ran up in her Duke shoot. She said, you ran up there without a condom. I didn't ask you to do that. Then I also got you on video talking about you was going to choke a poor little white girl. Role playing. And now it's pay up time. Allegedly. Unfortunately for Shannon Sharpe, he had to learn the hard way. And we all have to learn the hard way that all women cost. Ain't nothing free up around this mofo. Ain't nothing free, especially when you're a guy that got something. Now, if you a guy that got nothing, free is, well, there's an interpretation of free. Well, apparently, according to rumors here in July, Gabrielle Zuniga retires from OnlyFans following the Shannon Sharpe settlement. And allegedly, the settlement was up to about $20 million. Now, Shannon has been quite open about this. So there is a lot of money that is coming from Shannon Sharpe's pockets. Even his advertisers have switched up on him, and he's continuing to push through the success. And he's joking about it, but I know it's quite painful, and he's expressed this pain. But allegedly $20 million, allegedly up to $20 million has going to be changed hands over periods of years. He's not going to get a lump sum of this one because I don't think he had $20 million. Okay. He might have been worth $20 million, but I don't think he had it, which means in effect, and nobody's going to just give somebody $20 million, even if you have a lawsuit. There's going to be payments that are going to be made, and you must keep with them payments. Ask Vince McMahon. All right. He agreed to give a woman $3 million. That was $1 million each 3 years. He gave her the first $1 million, and he stopped paying her in year 2 and 3. And then she came out and said, he dookied on my chest. Okay. He dookied on my chest in a subsequent lawsuit. So she ended up saying I wasn't getting my money. So Shannon Sharpe's going to have to give her the money over a period of years as he continues to work, AKA, Dre Day was Easy's payday. So every time he lays a podcast down, Gabrielle Zuniga gets some money. Every time Shannon Sharpe makes a deal with a advertiser, Gabriella Zuniga gets some money. So yeah, Dre Day was Easy's payday, is what's happening there. And it ain't pretty when these things go on. So yeah, you know, when men make mistakes with women, it can be quite expensive. And we don't know all the details, but that's pretty much what's going to happen in this case. And it could be that he pays her off over a series of 5 to 10 years. All right, because $20 million, I mean, like I said, he didn't have $20 million. He didn't have $20 million. I mean, nobody has $20 million of cash laying around. So he's not going to give her a lump sum $20 million. But she probably has enough documentation to know that she don't have to work again for the next 5 years. So she could be getting the equivalent of $2 million a year over a period of 10 years or whatever it is. Who knows? But she said, I'm retiring. Okay. She has to be the first woman in history to say I retired from OnlyFans based on a Zuniga lawsuit. I haven't heard it expressed that way. And that's why Shannon Sharpe is our number 5 simp of the year. And it doesn't mean you're a simp. Like, this idea of being a simp is not to me, it's not to me that you are a permanent simp. It just meant you got caught simping. Okay. You just got caught simping. Like, that's why everybody could be a simp. That's why I came up with the phrase, for all have simped and fallen short of the glory of the free agent lifestyle. We all have been caught simping. We all have done things that made us a simp, and then we were like, damn, we snapped out of it, or we got away with it, or it cost us in a marriage or a divorce. It cost us in a relationship. You know, we got our car keyed. Something happened that we did something. We got our heart broken. We all have done something like this. Unfortunately, the men on this list got caught simping. That doesn't mean they're a simp permanently. They just got caught simping. And some people, when you get caught simping, you can't forget it. Okay, you can't forget it. And you do have to come back and be like, man, you know, damn. All right, I got. Where's my gotcha bitch? Right here. Do I have it? There you go.
Gotcha, bitch.
You get caught. You get caught. All right, so that's Shannon Sharpe at number 5, and we'll give you number 4 right now. And allegedly, this is Piers Morgan. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Piers Morgan apparently recently has had his wife come out here and embarrass him. And Piers Morgan is one of these guys that he's a journalist, and he's invited even people that have been associated with the manosphere and red pill spaces, namely Pearl Davis and Andrew Tate, come up on his show in defense. I think Andrew Ecclesiastic Wilson has probably appeared on this show as well. And he seems to be open to the messaging here to allow these people to have their voice and speak their piece. And he's a little cantankerous, and he plays a character as well. Someone that is pushing masculinity and revealing that feminism is a lie. Well, unfortunately, his wife has now embarrassed him, and it has come out here in December of 2025. So we're getting late in the simp game, that his wife, it says right here in a 2019 IG post, Morgan's wife, her name is Celia Walden, not even his real name, joked about a man in a Speedo washing her car while Piers was away, even responding to the comment asking if she'd ever swapped the hubby by joking, "It never crossed my mind. Now where's the Pinocchio emoji?" Piers himself had publicly admitted that Celia forgot their anniversary every single year of their marriage up to that point, 9 years in a row. This took place around the same time as the Instagram post, as they married in 2019. Then in 2022, the couple revealed they took a 6-week marriage sabbatical, stepping away from each other temporarily. You know she got her cheeks fucking clapped during that time. This information resurfaced as Piers Morgan repeatedly mocked Catholic commentator Nick Fuentes for not getting laid, which appears to stem from cope and virtue signaling. As it appears, Piers struggles with this issue in his own marriage. All right, so there it is right there. There's the post from the wife, and there's a guy in a Speedo that she hired to also clean her car, saying that, yeah, swap the hubby out. Ever tempted to swap the hubby for Mr. Studs or Suds? And it says it never crossed my mind. Well, there's more, unfortunately. Somebody has put a compilation of Piers Morgan's posts, or Piers Morgan's wife's posts, on Facebook, in which it says, Piers Morgan's wife, I wear the trousers in the family. Right here. There's another compilation that says, Celia fights to have male friends as talk TV star, doesn't like it. This one says, would you take a marriage sabbatical for you ecclesiastical guys where you separate from your wife for 6 weeks and you know she's getting fucked and plucked? There's a picture of Piers Morgan vacuum cleaning. There's also a picture of her here saying, wanted, pool boy, no experience needed. This is his wife. Okay. This is his wife. All right. This is absolutely insane levels of marriage. It says right here, the at-home father has a lot of time to train and get fit, even post a snap of him vacuuming the house after his shock GMB exit. I'm not sure what that refers to, but there he is right there. You even have Piers Morgan's wife, Celia, took break from marriage for 6 weeks. Okay. It says Piers Morgan's wife thinks Piers should be fat shamed. Right there on there. Okay. And Piers Morgan's wife gives hilarious glimpse in the marriage and reveals when she has to slap him. All right. All the humanity. Oh my goodness. What about marriage, guys? Damn, these white dudes are insane when it comes to them being simps and cucks. This is why Asian women. This is a secret why Asian women love white men. All right, white men, this is why you always see Asian women with white men. Not the fact that just because they like them for their white skin, but yes, bro, they like them because they cuts and simps. All right, Piers Morgan going out bad here at the end of 2025, and I'm pretty sure there'll be more since it's the 9-year period mark of that marriage. All right, we got top 3 simps coming up here. Let me clear up the super chats and get to it. I got Ling tour coming up here. Let me see if I got a Ling checking in. Let me see what we got right here. Okay. Yep. We got it checking in. So, let me see if I need to send her a screenshot of what's going on here. She's coming in from Korea. Korea. I'm fetching the details. Okay. Here we go right here. All right. I got to screenshot that and send it over to the Korean Ling real quick. Ecclesiastically. Okay, here we go right there. And sending her to the hotel. Because hotel everybody. We got right here. Okay, hotel everybody. All right, let me see here. Back to the show. Top 3 simps coming in. Top 3 simps coming in. Let me check the super chats ecclesiastically. Shout out to Roderick, our legend, Memphis Miller. He says, keep telling the truth. Break the spell. You have to break the spell out here or you're going to get caught lacking with your pants down. And here's another thing that I'm going to tell you. Sponsorship, by the way. No man is above getting caught up in the spell. Not even CGA. Okay? Not even CGA. No man is above getting caught up out here. No man. Everybody can get got. And you have to, you have to humble yourself to believe that. Because you can get got out here. Oh, these women are good, man. They start batting their eyes and tickling your balls and letting you nut on their feet. And you start listening to them work. You can get got real quick. And especially when you're a guy that looks at, okay, I'm going to date a more feminine women. These women can play feminine all they want and get your ass. And they don't need much from you to get you. All they need is a bad sexual activity, you slapping them up, a text message, impregnation. They don't need much. Okay. They swallow your suckseed. They swallow your nut. They don't need much to get y'all out here. We're too easy to get got. It's like a drop in the bucket. This is why they know all they got to play good is for 6 months. And they got your good goofy ass for 20 years plus. It don't take much. So don't put your ego into this one thinking, man, I ain't letting these hoes get over on me. It doesn't take much. And nobody's immune to this. That's why you got to keep your guard up all the time. Okay. We got a lot of brothers here. We have Blue Baggins is in the building. He says, been waiting all year for my 6th, 12th Simps of Chiestmas. I disagree, coach. I can go 3 days plus with a bar girl. I can change her. Hashtag boss up. Shout out to you, man. Okay. You can change her. This is what I'm going to tell you. Go to your bar girl. And I know dudes, I've seen dudes do this when I was in Thailand. They went to go see their bar girl, and they went to go see their bar girl to go ahead and bar find her out of there and take her on a date and shopping and going out to the club. And when they got there, the girls were like, oh, she not here. Oh, she in the toilet. She in the bathroom. You know what she was doing? Okay. You know what she was doing? Where's my sound effects? I don't have it. Okay. Okay. And them dudes was like, okay, I'll wait. And I was like, damn, bro. I was like, she with another dude. Another dude went to a bar, and the bar girl he wanted, she was with another dude having drinks. And she was like, oh, wait, just wait. I'm going to be done. I'm going to be done. And the other dude just working her. And I'm like, nigga, you going to wait? Yep. He waited for her. He waited for her to get done with the other dude. I was like, man, let's go. Go find another one. All these girls out here. All these girls. Nope, he wanted her. And then later on, sent me a picture with her. All right. So, but I stood there while the other girls were saying who? They was like, what? And he was asking for her name, and they was going back, running back here and there. And then the one girl was swinging her leg. She in the bathroom. And he was like, what? I was like, they saying she in the bathroom, bro. Okay, I'll wait till she's done. He stood there 5 minutes. I went down, walked right up Soy 6 and back. He was still waiting there. And I was like, what's going on? Oh, they said she's still in the bathroom. I was like, I was like, damn, nigga, take a hint. And he sent me a message later talking about, I'm in love. I think I'm in love. Yeah, bro. It's a cold world. Shout out to our brother here. It is the Big Cheeseroni, says a top 0.9% viewer on your channel, and I still miss hours worth of live streams. Thank you for the edutainment, coach. The best entertainment on YouTube. Thank you for being a great watcher of our streams and show. George says, Black experimental rock musician just left my second engagement. Her new bestie asked my ex if I wanted to be her donor daddy and impregnated her. Her new bestie asked my ex if I wanted to be her donor daddy and impregnate her. I'm officially done. Read The Free Agent Lifestyle and De-Evolution in 2020 after my first engagement. Rolled the dice again. No more. Shout out to you, man. Damn, a donor daddy. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's a crazy world out here. No nonsense lifestyle. Rocky Cage, what's up, coach? He says, I'm late to the show. It's been a while since I super chatted. I haven't caught too many live streams lately because I'm too busy traveling and getting the bag. I hope everything is good with you, brother, and Merry Christmas. Shout out to you, a longtime Coach Gang member. The 10 Man says serial monogamy is for weaklings who are trying to present with purity, but they are actually deceptahos. I respect authentahos way more than deceptahos that need cognitive dissonance, he says, and who can't handle reality and who are too weak to acknowledge the 304s they actually are. Yeah, I mean, dude, these women are out here. He says, I'll follow up. I like and love 304s. I have no problem with them and their body counts. I just think it's weak that some civilized civilian and normie women need cognitive dissonance, lies to feel more comfortable to be what they actually are, which are a 304. And he says, I love proud authentahos. Shout out to you, CGA. Appreciate you, the 10 Man. Okay, authentahos. I like again, for me, I like hoes. But I like hoes to be hoes. I don't like hoes to be girlfriends and wives. Now, I'm not saying they can't be girlfriends and wives. I just don't like them changing on me to present wife and girlfriend. Stay a motherfucking hoe. Like that's my opinion on them. If you was a hoe when you met me, keep being a hoe. Don't come over here trying to change into a good girl because you see me over here and you're like, oh, he seems cool. He seems like let me finesse and finagle this nigga. No, just stay being a hoe when you with me, or don't associate with me. That's my rule when it comes to these hoes. And it's hard for me to find a woman that ain't a hoe in this world, especially a woman past 25. Once you hit 25 and 24, you are what you are. You a hoe. And let's just keep that hoe activity going. Okay. Don't be trying to like the stroking and, okay, you are the best of both worlds. And, you know, I'll settle for a little less, you know, broke nigga shit. And that, nah, bro, just stay a fucking hoe. Okay. That's my opinion. Don't be no 26-year-old. I'm going to turn this nigga in. I'm going to give up my whole ways. Because I don't believe a woman can give up their whole ways. And I don't believe a man can give up his whole ways. Okay, you can't turn the switch on and off of monogamy. Like, they're out here fucking 3 and 4 guys at a time, but then they feel like when you give them a relationship, then they'll just stop hoeing. No, they're not. They can't turn off the hoe in them. I'm telling you, as men, I'm not talking to the women. You guys want me to change the women, and I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the women. I'm talking to you men. Just like you can't turn it off monogamy, they can't turn it off either. So while you're dating them, they're fucking 2 or 3 other guys, or at least dating them and talking to them. At least the very minimum, dating and talking to them. But now you're here trying to make this woman an honest fucking girl. No, bro. No, just stay a whores, stay whores. You fucking with me, stay a motherfucking hoe. Right? Stay a fucking whore. Now, if you want to be a good girl and clean up the shit, well, then you're going to have to be up under my programming, which that's where you're going to find out they're going to backpedal on you. As soon as you start telling them to do this and that, and they can't do this and that, they're going to start, their whole motherfucking programming is going to kick in. Oh, you got to tell me where you at. You got to do this. You got to do that. They're going to be like, I want to be independent and in a relationship. Nah, just stay a hoe then. Just stay independent. Just stay motherfucking independent. Don't be out here independent in a relationship with me and then halfway in and halfway out. Just stay a whore. I don't mind hoes. Okay. I'm a guy that criticizes hoes. Okay, just be a motherfucker. Just be my hoe. That's what you're gonna be. I'll pay you to be a good hoe.
But I know you too, man. I've known you for a long time, and I know that you like hoes.
Wow. Well, now, wait a minute.
Ecclesiastically, I'm not anti-hoe. I'm not anti-hoe. I'm pro-hoe. I'm pro-hoe. I appreciate hoes. If you a hoe-ass bitch, continue to be it. Bring it on. I'll pay you. I'll pay you good. Stay in your lane. Yep. I'll pay you good to come over here and be my hoe. Now, there's a line up into it. Once I hear the weed man fucking, then I'm going to be like, I'm out. All right, you fucking for weed, or you buying weed from the weed man and then fucking? Okay, yeah, I gotta bounce. All right, I ain't with the bullshit. I'm like, yeah, nah. Too many free niggas hitting on you, and then I'm paying you the hoe? Nah. This nigga come over and smoke for an hour and fuck you for 35 minutes and dip? Nah. We can't have that. We can't motherfucking have that. I can't respect the hoe doing some goofy shit like that. Right? All right, I can't respect the hoe. That's bad hoe business. All right, that's irresponsible hoe business. That's literally like you're a fucked up defunct hoe. You a reckless hoe. You a stank hoe. You know, I can't fuck no stank hoes. I can't pay a stank hoe. I'll pay you once or twice. I ain't fucking paying no stank hoe ass shit. Nah, bro. I ain't nah, bitch, you gotta go. Block. Yeah, she got bad hoe business. You reckless with your whole body and shit. Ah, hell no. Same thing as these bitches that be hoes and then dating niggas on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. Like, what? What the fuck are you doing, hoe? What kind of hoe are you? All right. What kind of hoe are you? You let niggas fuck on Tinder. Then you got a hoe over here. You got a trick ass nigga you hoeing for. And then you got boyfriend material niggas at the same time. Like, what kind of hoe are you? And fucking all of them raw. Like, you a way reckless ass hoe. All right, anyway. But hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You just can't be a hoe for me no more. Okay. Yeah, making me pay for other niggas to hit for free. Like, that's bad hoe business. That's disrespectful. And a lot of these hoes are renegade hoes. They don't know what they doing. That's why a hoe need a pimp. I believe hoes need pimps. All right, because y'all got bad hoe business practices. And then want to be like, I'm going to get a rich man to take care of me, ass nigga. Bitch, are you crazy? Bitch, are you crazy? You just fucked the guy off Tinder. But you going to get a rich guy to take care of you? What kind of hoe are you? These hoes need pimps. Goodness gracious. Y'all need a mama sign at least at the bare motherfucking minimum. Get these hoes in line. These hoes are absolutely crazy. These renegades. Shout out to Iggy G. He says, what a great year this 2025 has been for us free agent coach. He says, glad you're having a blast in the land of Lings. Merry Christmas to the locals gang and the Money Mindset crew. That's a co-sponsorship. Shout out to Iggy the Great. We're going to get back to business when we get back to, I almost said California, but we're getting back to Las Vegas. That's a co-sponsorship. We got it. I know I'm going to acknowledge you somewhere. Yeah, man. And I deal with a lot of hoes, and all these hoes got pipe dreams. I'm dating a guy right now. He gonna say he promised me the world. He promised me I could fuck and still be a hoe, and he'll take care of me. I'll be like, and I'm like, and I heard that from the previous 30 women I was with. Tradisha says, with Klay, how can you tell if someone is honest in changing themselves by changing the type of person they date? Like, I look at a man who exclusively date fats as someone who doesn't want to improve himself, likes easy and uses her and is ungrateful. They won't change with the skinny woman. Anybody that dates and changes who they date and the type of women they date or men they date overnight is to be questioned. That's man or woman. Question their behavior. Like say for instance, you hear me talk about the junior college, and then I say, I got this one girl, and I do it overnight. You should question it. Question their motives. Why are they doing that? Megan Thee Stallion, why is she doing that? Klay Thompson, why is he doing that? A guy that's a whore out here, a male whore, a slut maker, but then he gets monogamous. Why? Okay. Why do people do that? Because they're deceptive. There's something wrong with what they're doing. All right, I don't trust it. Male or female. Ken Rose, shout out to you. Merry Christmas. Key himself, Shannon Sharpe looks like he gets pat with a little protein. All right. There's rumors about that. I'm not going to talk about that until I got the facts.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey,
Dennis
yo.
S says, Merry Christmas. I used to mess with a girl. After we got done effing, she would receive calls from other dudes. I never cared because I never took her seriously. They out here reckless. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. I've seen it all from women. I've seen it all. Even the good ones. They got multiple. They're juggling multiple dudes. And this should be the standard norm. So when you're dealing with them, and all men, she has a different menu for every guy. Okay. Again, I'm doing the same thing. But it's to be expected. Men are expected to do this type of thing. We're kind of dogs, but women have always hidden under the fact that they're not like this. But after you get done fucking on them and she in the shower or she taking the shit in the bathroom, she talking to the other nigga. She want to walk outside and I got to take a phone call. I got to run to my car. She got to text in and catch up with the other nigga, because if she doesn't, then the other guy's going to question. The other guy's going to question why she's not responsive. Why she's not responding back to text messages within an hour, 30 minutes, a few hours a day. She can't not go a day without the other nigga knowing knowing where she is. Okay. I text you at 3. Why you getting back to me at 11? So she's got to keep these things going. She got to keep the balls in the air, more or less. They almost all doing this, and it is what it is. Shout out to our brother here. Red Pilled Luffy says, women are natural grifters and oversellers who have to convince men that she and women like her aren't, or haven't got passed around like a McDonald's parking lot. He says their powers given to them by nature was to lower our guard so they can extract enough attention and resources. This is true. They got to lower our guard. I'm not like that. I'm not like these other girls. I'm looking to settle down. I'm tired of these streets. I'm not like these other girls. I'm not a whore. And they'll do some hoe shit. and be like, but I'm not a hoe. And you're like, okay, have it your way. All right. So I'm going to deal with you accordingly. Mr. Handsome, pause. Happy holidays, coach. Hope you're enjoying your trip. All I want for Christmas is a curvy Ling to bust that thing wide open, ecclesiastically cook these simps. Ain't nothing better than a woman busting that old thing wide open. All right, I know we're talking about hypersexuality. I should talk about not promiscuity. By the way, did you know a portion of my program was not to talk? It was to talk men into taking a break from sexuality. Y'all didn't want to listen to it. So I said, fuck it. Let's talk about these hoes. Okay. Now y'all blaming me for promoting debauchery and degeneracy. Well, you're always talking about it. Well, for 2 or 3 years, I told you to not do it. Take a time off. Don't practice degeneracy and debauchery. Don't practice fucking regular women and fat women. Why don't you wait and get your life together? When I talked about that, go to monk mode. Niggas didn't want to hear it. Y'all didn't want to hear it, but I talked about that the first 3 to 4 seasons. And I said that was the basis of you becoming a successful man. Y'all didn't want to hear it. Okay. Now y'all criticizing me for promoting degeneracy. Isn't that interesting? I'm telling you, man, listen, as a content creator, it's very difficult, but I got to do my best to get views. I'm not going to do this to not get views. I'm going to do this to get some fucking views. I want people to see this shit. But of course, y'all only going to see the part where I'm promoting the lifestyle that you, oh, okay, see, he doing that and he tricking, he buying, he going here and there, he doing that. Okay. Now it's Hollywood CGA. Now y'all coming at me with arrows and darts. Now y'all coming at with the jealousy and the hate. Yeah, y'all coming out with the bullshit. Okay, all right. Have it your motherfucking way. But I'm going to get some views, nigga. Right? Fuck it. Y'all don't want to hear that shit and me preaching to get y'all on the right track. Fuck it. We going on the wrong track. It's Hollywood CGA. We going to do it wrong, then, nigga. We going to have some fun. Snap Tech Fix Merry Christmas CGA Coach Gang. You can't save them. You can't save these hoe ass men, and you can't save these motherfucking women. Can't save them. You can't save them, guys. It is what it is. And the last thing I'm gonna do is promote marriage. So once I hit that one, then I'm ready to make my exit plan. And I'm gonna marry at least 4 whores. All right. The women I'm gonna marry is gonna be 4 whores. It's never gonna be one. Not one of you hoes is gonna get me to settle down. I'll settle down with 4 of you hoes. All right, but it's not gonna be monogamous CGA with you fucking whores. All right, these women out here been hoeing and want me to settle down. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, man. And dudes out here talking about these dudes out here dating young women so they can manipulate them. Dude, a woman past 26 is the biggest whore you can actually find. There's no women out here that past 26 that ain't been goddamn hoeing. Ain't been getting their cheeks busted and nutted in and for free niggas off Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, a couple of sugar daddies here and there, dope fiends, nigga NBA niggas. You out here with these washed up skeezers talking about, well, I'm gonna date a woman my age. They got more experience sexually than you. This is a whole nother subject matter. I got to get in the showers here in a minute, but I got to give you these top 3. Anthony B says it doesn't look like you're hitting up China. Not this year, but if you haven't already, check out Taoism. He says it's about the natural state of things. And I think it aligns with your beliefs on your spiritual journey. I'm definitely going to China next year. All right. Not this year, but next year. All right. I got to hit the showers here, but let's give you the top 3. And we're going to go with number 3, which is Alex Fine. Number 3. Again, any one of these guys could have been number 1, to be fair. Anybody could be number 1. Alex Fine comes in at number 3. Okay. Let's go ahead and show you who Alex Fine is. All right. And he could be number 1 easily. There could be a case made for him, but Alex Fine is Cassie's current husband. All right. And what more can we say about him? Now, people are going to say he's some sort of pseudo pimp. He's a white savior for Cassie. He's the one that got her to get the confidence to sue Diddy. Well, Cassie going to get sued too. We already know that. And she going to have to come off some of that 30 million. But he was the personal trainer who married Cassie after she knew Diddy was doing the goddamn freak offs with Cassie. So he knew everything about Cassie, not almost everything. He didn't know about the herpes in the mouth. All right. It was so disgusting that he would have to leave the courtroom. Now, everybody was saying he was leaving the courtroom in disgust of Diddy. Nah, he was leaving the courtroom because he could not hear about his damn wife and what she was doing with these niggas. Okay. But he stayed down and faithful, and the whole black community said, now that's a real man. The women were saying this is a real man right here. When I'm looking at it like, guys, the reason why women are saying he's a real man is because they want you to deal with these motherfucking washed up skeezers like Alex Fine is. Like, dude, they want you to accept these leftovers after they done got freak offs and got trains ran on them and herpes in their mouth allegedly and getting freaked out by celebrities and passed around. And they want you to pick up the pieces and then celebrate your monkey ass. They celebrated Alex King like he was a real man. See, this is what they want you to be. This is what they want you to be. When they celebrate him, especially black women were celebrating him, this is who they want you niggas to be at the end. The Klay Thompson, the Russell Wilson. Look at the men that they celebrate and say, he a real one. He stuck by her. What? Oh my God. And now we don't know the end of it because he could divorce her at the end of this. We don't know. We don't know. But he put 2 babies in her and playing the Family Guy with this woman, bruh. Knowing what we know. Now, people still saying Cassie's a victim. Not me. All right, not me. You'll never get me to say that shit. I don't care if she got her ass whooped on videotape. She was a victim of an ass whooping. All right, I saw that. All right, but that's not what the case was about. And they even had a clip on me on the damn 50 Cent documentary on episode 4. All right, so CGA is internationally, worldwide, Hollywood known. All right, but I ain't never going to say Cassie a victim in this case, other than her getting her ass whooped. And she's a victim of stupidity. But this is who they want y'all to be. I mean, when you look at it and you look at the programming of what they want American men to be, this is who they want you to be. They want you to be Alex Fine. They want you to marry these women when they've been out here down and dirty since they were 16 and 14 and 19, getting ran through more times in the Holland Tunnel, picking up the pieces of their whole ass life, and then watching them get on the stand and talk about all their whole activity. Hell no. No. This is why Alex Fine gotta be SIP number 3, bro. That is crazy work for him to be out there representing what real men should be and having babies with them. What was Cassie, 30, having babies? This is why, again, why do they keep pushing this agenda of women older and mature and they know better more? And then you heard what she was doing from 19 to 30. Get the fuck out. Where's my rooster crow? All right, absolutely crazy, man. Look, and by the way, I'm an old OG. I'm out of the game. I'm out of the game. I'm out of the relationship and dating game. I'm out here just to poke on young bras. All right, around the world. That's what I'm doing, and I'm talking about legal age women. That's all I'm doing, bro. All right, and her drug use. Like, what y'all let women get away with from 19 to 30 is despicable. All right, despicable. And then the nerve of these niggas out here trying to defend them. Well, if you're going after a younger woman, you a predator. Well, you a slime bag simp if you're going after older women. Slime bag. Anyway, that's Alex Fine. Enough said there, because we got to move forward and matriculate the ball downfield. We're down to the top 2 simps of the year, and I didn't think we would get this far, all right, without you guys predicting who the top 2 simps are. Who do you got? Who do you got as the top 2 simps here of 2025? Okay, simp number 2. All right, and I didn't follow this story very closely. All right, simp number 2 is Akaash Singh. All right, an Indian simp, a Punjabi simp, a Maharaja simp. All right. Wow. Wowzers, brother. All right. Akaash absolutely destroyed the simp marketplace here in the last couple of months, making himself look like a fool. All right. And this story goes way deeper than I have time to even talk about, but we're going to show you what goes on here. Akaash not standing up and holding and not standing 10 toes down against his wife, who came out and publicly embarrassed and humiliated him for the better part of weeks and months. All right. Coming on podcast saying that she wished to sleep with her best friend's husband. talking about a whole bunch of things right there. Happy wife, happy life comedian. Podcast wife tears into husband for platforming Trump as tariffs sink the stock market. This is Akaash right here. Okay. And she went on a public humiliation tour talking about when she was in college and fraternity white boys was running through her. Okay. This is what she was saying. But then he claimed that she was a virgin ecclesiastically. Okay. She claimed to him that she wasn't reckless in these streets. But then there's a video of her that surfaced that says, yes, she was running through white boy frat fraternities. All right. God dang, bro. That's a whole, okay, that is a whole absolute farce. Okay, that is an absolute farce to be out here perpetrating against these young men. But again, this is what these young men fall for. They fall for this goofy programming, hook, line, and motherfucking sinker. All right, they fall for it. Let me see here. I got a detail that I need to send. Okay, because somebody's getting picked up and delivered to old boy CGA. And yeah, they fall for this type of programming. So he had no defense for it. Okay. Somebody said that don't count. And then he tried to go back and send her to India to get reprogrammed, but she's now Americanized. She's now Americanized. So she's running through the white boy frats. She actually wanted to have an orgy. She wanted to get a train ran on her, announced it on her podcast, then said that he basically was a simp. All right, and that he'll go for anything, that she wears the pants in the pocket. So it's pretty much done for this guy. But of course, he hasn't woken up because he's under a, and he thinks he's got the best thing since sliced bread. He also thought he had a traditional virgin, ecclesiastically, red dot Indian. Okay, there it is right there. It says right here, she says she had a white frat boy roster. A white frat boy roster. All right, when she was in college. Yeah, dang. Oh, by the way, Myron Gaines apparently predicted this in some form or fashion. All right, maybe they were on a show. But again, I didn't follow this particular thing because I was getting ready to leave for Asia. So this particular story went past me, and I think I only did one live stream on the Coach Greg Adams channel about this particular episode. But a lot of people were calling this a long time ago, and even when the stuff started coming out about Akaash, he defended it, and even the regular mainstream people were calling him a simp. Okay, they were calling him a simp bad, like mainstream people were calling him a simp. So it's weird to him for even to end up over here at number 2, and most people would defend his actions. All right, but shout out to Myron Gaines for calling that out. Apparently, he called it out years before and called him a fool for believing that she was an ecclesiastical virgin and traditional. And she proved right there what these hoes be doing. He married and wiped up a hoe. And what happened? She played good for a little bit, and then boom, here come the hoeing. She wants to return back to hoeing. She wants to take an ecclesiastical break. All right, unbelievable. Well, that's Akaash Singh, and nothing more to talk about that, because we got to get down to the number 1 simp of the year. Who do you think it is, man? We down to the number 1 simp. And again, like I said, it could have gone to anybody, but since this is recent news, and since we saw the results of what transpired from this particular one, we got to give it to him, because this is not only simping, it's a crash out. You got simping, sometimes you simp and you get a divorce. Sometimes you simp and you lose a couple of $100,000. You might lose your job. You might lose a couple of million. But to go past that and allegedly threaten your life or her life, end up in jail after losing a prestigious job where you were making millions, has to give you the number 1 simp of the year, and is the number 1 2025 Monkey's Mpanzee Simp of the Year award goes to Sherrone Moore, the former Michigan football coach. Let's give him his epic win. Number 1. Okay. And mainly because it's recent news, but this is an epic fall. Take a look at this. This is an epic fall of a man. I mean, you cannot fall faster than this. Yeah, you might lose a couple of $1 million like Shannon Sharpe. You might get divorced. You might get played and your wife might find out. You might find out your wife was a freak like Alex Fine. You might find out your wife was a whore at the frat house and you still married her and love her. But this is outrageous. On one weekend, on Friday, you're the head coach of a prestigious traditional football program making $8 to $6 million a year. And then the next weekend on Monday, you're in court in prison blues. Holy mackerel. I mean, epic fall of a man. All for some white uncooked Cinnabons. Okay, so you guys know what happened. We don't have to talk about the story very much. Okay, he was a Michigan football coach. He was caught up in an affair. The affair was present before he became the Michigan coach when the other brother, Jim Harbaugh, left. All right. Ling says, I just got in the car. All right. All right. Shout out to her. She's ready to go right here in Korea. All right. And she's about.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right. In Korea. All right. Korea.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right. But you already know what time it is. I better clean up my room here. All right. I better get off this stream. But yeah, let me tell you, man, he's at the job. He gets the head coaching job. The affair continues. Apparently, this news article says he became stressed out. All right. Fired Michigan coach was stressed out as rumors swirled about affair, said it was too obvious. New bombshell report, Moore's alleged paranoia as he felt people at Michigan knew of the affair. And everybody knew of the affair, okay, except the people in the public. But everybody knew what was going on. People predicted that the affair was happening. Even the news media were catching them on film, on clips during the game. So he knew the secret is out. All right, somebody says I'm overly horny. Yep, see, look at these niggas crashing out. I'm overly horny. Yep, these men ain't gonna make it to 2026 with CGA. You ain't gonna make it, nigga. All right, because you don't even know the half of what I'm fucking to be doing out here. All right, you're a man. Go get some pussy. You're a man. You deserve that fuck. All right, what's wrong with these goofy ass niggas? Go fuck. Go get some pussy, nigga. All right. Anyway, let's go to the next thing. All right. So he ends up getting fired from this one because, yeah, let's fire this nigga. All right. And then what happens is he's married to a whole white woman. He's married to a whole white woman. He's having an affair with a white woman. Then what happens is because he loses his job because the woman turned against him. All right. Heel turned against him and reported all of this shit to the university. And because he tried to pay her hush money, but she became, between a rock and a hard place, she ends up squealing on him. What does he do? He allegedly enters into her house via unlocked door, holds a butter knife against himself and said he's going to harm himself, which means in effect that she felt threatened by this one. And he said allegedly that the blood is on her hands. So because he lost the job, he crashes out and goes into an unlocked apartment to go over there to confront her about snitching, and then said that she ruined his life, which is it's crazy. He ruined his own life. You tried to carry on an affair in your workplace with a woman that you employed, keeping her close to you and also close to your wife. The wife probably knew about it, and now you ended up in jail because not only were you having the affair, you go over there and you crash out. Then you leave the house like you motherfucking Bruce Banner. Okay, running to a church as a rest haven for your self-deletericidal tendencies, and then they catch you in there hovering and shivering, threatening yourself to take your life. All right, this is absolutely insane fall of a man. It's an insane fall of a man, which it only is a fall of a man because he's married. If he was single, okay, it probably wouldn't be that big of a story. Okay, it wouldn't be that big of a story if he was single. Now, he could have lost his job as a result of this because of the politics, but because he was married, makes it that these men who cheat on their wives have to go to these extremes. Now, I tell you, don't cheat on your wife because it's always going to be bad juju. Don't cheat on your wives, guys. Just relax. If you want to cheat, if you go to the junior college, go get your meat fix, go get a go-go girl in Thailand, whatever you got to do. All right. Don't be out here having affairs. Okay. Because when you imprison yourself in the trap of marriage and you still want to be out here fornicating, these are the results. Your life gets ruined. Now, if you're a single guy, your life doesn't get ruined. It's just some woman saying, oh, he was fucking me. And okay, yeah. All right, maybe you lose a couple of $1 million like Shannon Sharpe. No, Shannon Sharpe's going to earn that money back. Okay, your life doesn't get ruined. You just go on. But when you are out here perpetrating the fraud and being married, acting like you're happily married, and then coming out here cheating on the side, you end up in simp activity like this. You end up having to crash out with nothing else to show for it. This is why we're telling you, do not get married if you want to be out here having sex. If you want to have multiple women, don't get married. If you feel like, yeah, I love my girl, I'm going to stay monogamous, go for it. And if you believe she's not a washed up skeezer, go for it. But you guys are marrying washed up skeezers. She's still skeezing. And then you out here trying to get some side pussy. No. Okay. And then your whole life gets ruined and you lose your kids and you lose everything. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just because you want to feel like you're in love. And once you feel like you're in love and she stops having sex with you and then you have sex with another woman, you pay the penalty. Now you got to pay a penalty. And she don't lose. She wins. She gets to play the victim. Nothing he's going to say about what his wife did or didn't do is going to matter. And that's why he's the #1 simp of 2025. And we're going to hear more about this story because we're getting more details. But I don't think anybody had the crash out effect of the Michigan coach, Sherrone Moore. I might be wrong. Tell us who you think the #1 simp is for 2025. Let us know. But like I said, I got to hit them showers. Let me take care of the contributions for today. I'm in Seoul, South Korea, having a good old time for the next 2 days with Lings.
What kind of fuck you give
Korean
me?
Lings. And I'm going to come back to America. I don't know, man. I'm over the Ling thing. All right. I don't want to see another Ling for about a week. All right. Anyway, where are we at here? Let me see. Where's the banner at? I got to remove this banner. And there's my banner. Seoul, South Korea. Okay. Let me see what we got on the Cash Is app. We got our brother Harden says blonde tresses cost ninjas millions. All right. In the United States. All right. Yes, they do. Because the blonde woman is the queen. I don't care what y'all say about these black women. Blonde women can cry and it'll cost niggas millions. And so know that when you engaging with blondes or fake blondes or white women in general. All right. Except for fat white women. Fat white women don't count. All right. But older, attractive white women, plain Jane white women, blonde women that look good from far but are far from good, right? They muskrats underneath that blonde peroxide, all right, or regular white women, attractive white women, you're going to pay the cost for that. You're going to pay the cost for that. Them women ain't free. Snap Tech Fix says 304s, don't even waste your time trying, please. Free agent lifestyle for life. But let me tell you something. Just because you tell a 304 to not try you doesn't mean she ain't going to try you. They're in survival mode. And there's some whole things that we need to teach men. Women in survival mode are dangerous. Okay. Women in survival mode are dangerous. Meaning that they got $350 in their account and they barely getting through life by the skin of their teeth. They're dangerous women. They're dangerous to you. So you got to play them accordingly. They'll tell you how things are in their lives. They're stuck. They don't know which way to go. They're still like hopeful and dreamy, and they're trying to find them way and forge their way out of the situation that they're in, primarily created by their choice in men or them pursuing love and it not working out. Be careful with these women. Okay, they're dangerous, and you guys are worried about hoes. These women are dangerous, bro. Somebody said the whole manosphere should have been #1, especially with them defending Andrew Wilson. That's true. I should have had the manosphere up there. Okay. All right. Shout out to our brother TW says, sir, Coach Greg Adams is the GOAT. Terlonius is his name. Appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that, sir. We got our brother here. Okay, that was Anthony B over on the Venmo. So we took care of those orders. Shout out to you. Ken Rose was the last one over on Ko-Fi, and you guys did a great solid for me for this holiday. I can't wait to return back to regular programming, but trust me, I got some new shit to say out here. Uh-oh, somebody hit the bag. Somebody dropped the bag over here that I didn't acknowledge, so I need to figure out who did that. Who did that? Oh, somebody did that. Okay, goodness gracious. All right, so let me see if I can take care of somebody dropping a bag over here. Kaylin says, Steve Harvey is the Michael Jordan of simps. The artist formerly known as Prince Harry is the Kobe Bryant of simps. Russell Wilson is the LeBron James of simps. Agree or disagree with these rankings? Shout out to you. Goodness gracious. And we have a great, tremendous gift here being presented by, let me see if I can get your right name here. It is no government name. He doesn't want any recognition, but let's light up the stream before we leave. Let the haters get mad. All right. And it is our brother, no government name. And he says, Merry Christmas and keep holding down the Eastern philosophy. Shout out to you. Please enjoy the top of the Ling Ling food chain for me. Korean women have me starving for real. Shout out to you. Shout out to the coach gang. The shield has never been stronger. Boss up 2026 or starve and freeze. Free agent lifestyle for life. Lighten it up to no government name. Shout out to you. That's one. That's two. That's three. That's four. Shout out to you and a Korean.
What kind of fuck you give me?
To you. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the Koreans out here. There are definitely different type of Asians out here, man. I'm learning my Asians out here for sure. Okay.
What kind of fuck you
I'm gonna
give
be
me?
coming back to the United States, looking at the Asian women there, looking at them sideways, like, yeah, bitch, I know where to get authentic Ling Lings. All right.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right. And hey, look, and when you're in America, Asian women are exotic. You're like, I gotta be an Asian woman. Come to Asia and tour Asia like I done toured it. And I'm gonna do a second tour because I gotta hit Cambodia and Laos and Singapore and China. And I'm gonna do a month in the Philippines and or Thailand. I'm gonna be in America looking at these Ling Lings, looking at these bitches like, yeah, y'all gonna have to do something better than what y'all doing. All right, because these Ling Lings over there was showing the fuck out for $100. Right. For $150, these bitches was showing up and showing out. I'm looking at these other bitches in America, Lings, like, you're gonna have to do something, bitch. You're gonna have to turn yourself inside fucking out, or I'll go right back to the tap. All right. I'm like, bitch, you empty. I need a full bottle of authentic Ling. All right, let me stop because I'm supposed to get the fuck up out of here, bro. I was like, I can catch a ticket and go ham in the motherfucking Southeast. You over here in America asking for this and that like you exotic and shit. I can go find some fine fucking Lings.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right, shit. All right, anyway. He said that is what Anton meant, coach. All right, I don't know, man. I don't know what he meant. Shout out to our brother KP says, Guru, it was my 27th birthday yesterday. Please bless me, sir. Shout out to you. Happy birthday. Sacrifice dating few girls in my STEM university. Shout out to you. He says, no fear or risk, nor being disliked, but lacking discipline health-wise. Sometimes I feel sad about having no girls and no sex. Hopefully, I'm not missing out on too much. And just in case you are, okay.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Most of the time, you ain't missing out on much, but a headache. All right, but it feels good in the meantime. But free agent lifestyle principle, shout out to no government name, says, stop bringing cheese. He says, Merry Christmas to you, coach, and the coach gang. Free agent lifestyle for life. Shout out to you, man. All right, that's our brother, no government name. And then we have another one that I know I can't say his government name, so we're going to call him Mr. Travolta. Shout out to the notorious one. Merry Christmas, coach. Bigger and better things coming in 2026. It's free agent lifestyle for life. Shout out to you, man. Thank you, Mr. Travolta, and the rest of the shield. Guys, it's going to be a great 2026. I'm getting ready for it. I'm going to do my wrap-up show over on Locals, my dating rap show of my tours of the world in 2025. And you're going to hear about all of that. You can also see the wrap-up show of the regular world coming up here on the Coach Greg Adams channel at some particular point when I'm in Japan. Never know where I'll hop on a Twitch stream or any of that coming up here as the last week of the year is here. I hope you're ready for a boss up show in 2026. And I can't wait for Mitch's to be up in here. I'm gonna unsubscribe from you now. Please do. I've been asking for you, Mitch's, to unsubscribe. You're not ready for what I'm coming with in 2026. Okay, it ain't gonna be the same old, same old. It's gonna be a little bit of it. I'm gonna give you the bare bones. I'm gonna try to get you back on the right track But if you ain't with the shits, you ain't with the shits. It's Hollywood CGA in 2026. Whatever it is. Hit the like button on the way out. Shout out to the coach gang. And we'll be back. Peace.
And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.